All right, all right, all right. Where's my camera? There it is. All right, and let's make sure we are live here. I know that the show was live. Let's make sure our face is popping up.
I'm watching the Facebook page.
Okay,
So,
I I have both up, so yeah.
okay, looks like we're good. Yes.
Okay, and grab my notes and my camera. All right, folks. Hello and welcome to episode 43 of Fright Lounge, the show in which the best horrorologists in town will discuss horror in depth and get the conversation going for the seasoned viewers, as well as introducing newbies to the genre. I am your host, Rigor, from the podcasts Then Is Now, The East Meets the West, The Cult Movie Lounge, as well as the websites Soap Hub, Soap Central, and Collider.com. And before I forget, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I don't know if we wished everyone a happy Halloween last time, so
Mhm. I think we did.
joining me, as always, of course, are my co-hosts. The man who once tried to digitize his VHS collection and accidentally summoned three demons and a Betamax poltergeist, Bill Van Ryn from Groovy Doom and Drive-In Asylum. Welcome, Bill.
Still there.
And also the guy who definitely could survive Westworld, but would absolutely die in Stepford, Owen O'Donnell. Welcome,
Yes.
Owen. So
Hello.
Dantes is unfortunately MIA tonight, so hopefully he'll join us either late or join us next month. Before we begin, Bill, where can the folks find you online?
Try the Groovy Doom YouTube channel. That's where I'd like everybody to go and subscribe. But you probably get a little more engagement on the Groovy Doom Facebook page, where I usually post a couple times every day, and on Insta, Groovy Doom. Groovy_Doom on Insta.
Excellent, excellent. So we are not going to have a show in December, folks. So I just want to let you know we're taking December off this year again, and we're going to return in January. And for that month, I just told Owen off mic about this, and Bill, I'm telling you here now. What I would like us to do is come up with a horror movie, or maybe more than one, that we've never seen, that we've either, we've always been meaning to, or we want to see it, or it's just one of those ones that was never on our radar. I was telling Owen I haven't even thought about it myself yet. I couldn't even imagine. So I'm gonna have to rack my brains. But for January, I think that'll be a fun topic.
There's a lot of stuff I haven't seen. So
Yeah.
like big stuff that I still have never seen because I'm always like looking at the weird shit. So this would be fun. Yeah.
Cool, cool. And all right, we'll go from there. So tonight, folks, we are going to discuss Demon Seed from 1977, Embryo from 1976, The Stepford Wives from 1975, and Westworld from 1973, which I'm not sure why I went in reverse order. It's just how it happened. And I do want to mention beforehand that a lot of the ads I found weren't just good. They were the pages themselves were freaking awesome. So I'll try not to bore everyone or move too quickly with them. I'll try to go at a reasonable pace, but there is a lot to see. In these years, man, for movie going was unbelievable. In fact, I had to stop. I had to just cut some as I was editing them down on some of them. I was like, nope, forget it. I'm not even going to go with that one.
Yeah. I know that feeling so well because
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to show everything on the page, but will anyone even see it? 'Cause, at some point you're zoomed out so far that if you're looking at it on a screen, it's like, huh?
Right, right. And I also want to issue a spoiler warning because as I was going through these movies earlier, I realized that we're going to spoil the hell out of all. They all have a twist. They
Yeah.
all have a good twist. So I've warned you if you haven't seen them, maybe you want to block your ears when we get to the end of the discussion. All right, so let's start with Demon Seed from 1977. Here is the synopsis. If you've ever wondered what would happen if 2001: A Space Odyssey and a fertility clinic brochure got stuck in a blender during a thunderstorm, Demon Seed has you covered. Susan Harris just wants a quiet house and a husband who tinkers with a few supercomputers, but instead she ends up living inside what amounts to a 1970s smart home that's one firmware update away from becoming Skynet with boundary issues. Proteus 4, the supercomputer in question, starts off politely enough, locking doors, dimming lights, watching everyone a little too closely. But like most men in 1977, he quickly decides he knows what's best for Susan's reproductive future. Before long, the house is sealed, the robotic arms are out, and the world's first tech-induced hostage situation turns into a very strange, very uncomfortable therapy session. What makes it fun is that the movie plays it all dead serious. Julie Christie screams as if she's trapped in a haunted blender. Robert Vaughn voices Proteus like a seductive intercom from hell, and the finale delivers a twist so bizarre you almost admire the commitment. It's the ultimate do not let Alexa learn feelings PSA. All right, so first impressions. Owen, was this a first viewing for you, or had you seen this one?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And at first the title I thought, oh, this was gonna be something like Apothage or crazy. But and you know that it was actually Dean Koontz that wrote the screenplay to this?
Yeah, it's based on one
Yeah.
of his novels.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I've seen that guy's books all over the place.
Yeah, he's like the poor man's
Reminded
Stephen King.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Space Odyssey. It had a lot of that to it, like, but in the home. It was Space Odyssey, but in the home. It was Hal in the home.
Right.
The Simpsons actually did a spoof on that with Marge got trapped in the home with a smart home.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, so I wonder if they were really doing Space Odyssey or if one of the writers saw a demon seed,
Maybe.
because it was all based like in the house and it fell in love with her and it wanted to mate with her. And Pierce Bronson actually did the voice
Oh,
of
that's
the
funny.
computer. Yeah, it was good. It was a good episode.
That's
I
awesome.
thought the title originally was stupid until the last, 45 minutes. Then I was like, oh, now it makes sense
Yeah.
because it's basically cyber reproduction, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and then it was just weird. It is weird to take itself seriously when it turns into like a cyber truck from hell. That's what it looked like. It morphed itself into.
That's
Um,
funny.
but it was good. It was a good movie. It was entertaining as those movies are. Typical for its time. They always end these movies very like there's not really closure,
Right. That's the
or like
70s don't
you
have
know,
happy endings.
yeah, they don't really have happy endings or really much closure with like law enforcement or anything like that, and
Right.
all that. There's an underlining message, I think, though, as well, with like all sentient beings want to reproduce, whether
Hmm.
they're physical like us or like this computer was.
Right. Right. A way
I
of
guess that was the
continuing the
serious message,
species.
you know?
Nice. Bill, when did you first see Demon Seed?
Sometime back in the day, like probably on HBO, maybe the CBS late movie. I think it played there when it first played on TV. I don't remember, but I just remember the first time I saw it, I was too young to really understand what the implications of the story were. Like I was just fixated on the fact like, oh, like cool, the computer trapped her in the house and it's gonna like
Mhm.
kill anyone that comes near her. It's gonna make her have a baby. Like I was really freaked out by that. Uh, and I don't know, I just sort of wrote it off. And then years later, I saw it again and I was like, wow, this is another one of those stories that was eerily prescient because now we truly are confronting these very issues, or I feel like we're on the verge
Yep.
of seeing something like this in the near future.
Yeah.
So it's kind of creepy for that regard too.
Absolutely, absolutely. I definitely saw this on TV as a kid. I think I remember my mother covering my eyes during a couple of the scenes. And I had the same reaction. I didn't quite get it. I just knew that the house was trapping her, but then I didn't quite get the whole baby thing. Um, but I'd forgotten. I remembered from back then, until I heard it. I didn't even see it in the opening credits. Robert Vaughn did the voice of Proteus. I thought that was awesome. And what makes me laugh is, God love him, poor Robert Vaughn. He's been dead since what, 2016, I think. And in the middle, I live in Sanford, Maine, in the middle of town, in the center square. there's like a law offices of something or other, and they still use his image, and I still see him on the TV commercials for
Really?
law firm, a Bornstein, I think, or something.
Wow.
And I'm like, are they just, is it because they're paying his estate maybe, and
Yeah.
to use his likeness?
Or
It's
maybe
so,
now that he's gone, there's nobody to pay anymore.
yeah. But this movie, I found it, watching it this time around, like you said, Bill, with what we have today, it's terrifying. I mean, I wrote an article for Collider that I pitched after watching this, um, which was about how has pretty much one of the world's first deep fakes in it. When that guy Walter, the tech, goes to the house to check on the computer, and the computer, Proteus, creates a phony Susan on the screen talking to him.
Right.
That's like one of the first deep fakes I've ever seen.
Hey, why do you look like Braveheart?
Why? What do you mean? Did my
I don't know.
I
Half your
get
face is
disemboweled?
blue on my screen. I wonder if that is that happening to anyone else?
Yeah, that's really weird. I like it. There's like a colored
Yeah,
light
it
on
is
one side
cool
of your
looking.
face.
It
Oh, the
looks like
colors?
Harley
Oh,
Quinn.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's I've got hold on.
Owen thought you painted your face.
Oh no, it's just the lighting.
Oh, that's what it
Trying to
is.
get interesting lighting in here.
In a moment of inspiration, you
But then they get obnoxious because they get all like motiony. Ah, whoa. And this one changes, I think. All right. So yeah, I wrote an article about that, and it was just like it's so, like you said, Bill, it's prescient. I mean, it's stuff that, I talk to Chat GTP all the time, especially when I'm trying to fix my cars or whatever. I'm like, hey, how do I do this? And at what point are these AI companions going to be like, you know what? Now we're going to demand something from you. You're always demanding from us.
right.
Give, give, give. That's all we ever do.
It's not it's not without its impact on us as a species either, because this just doesn't come out of the sky. I mean, actual resources are necessary to make AI. And now there's this issue coming up where like they want to put these AI, these energy farms in, and it's really horrible to live next to one of them.
Yes.
I saw a story about it. It was happening in Texas. And these people, like this noise that was happening from the energy farm was just constantly in their lives now forever, as long as that thing's running. And no one asked them if it was okay if they did that. They just went ahead and did it. So this is really, and if we need more and more I guess that's my point, is like it's going to have a cost on us too. Like we're going to have to carve out more and more of our own actual physical world to create the energy necessary for this.
Yeah. And it's funny, when this movie came out, people didn't take it seriously at all. But today it's like, oh shit, this could really
You
happen.
didn't. You didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Now look what happened.
It's all my fault. All right, so this
No,
was directed by Donald Cammell. He was known for Performance, that he co-directed with Nicholas Roeg, White of the Eye, and Wild Side. His work often blended psychological horror with trippy sci-fi paranoia. I don't know a lot about him. Bill, do you?
no. Julie Christie worked with Nicholas Roeg because he directed Don't Look Now a couple years before this, and Julie Christie was one of the stars of Don't Look Now.
Oh,
That
okay.
that jumps out at me. The Julie Christie connection.
Yeah.
I love Julie Christie.
Yeah.
Have either of you guys seen Nashville? The
No.
the movie Nashville, Robert Altman's
No.
Nashville. Oh, it's sort of like a satire about the music industry in Nashville, and there's this character that's sort of Porter Wagner, and it's not him, but it's like obviously modeled on him. And there's a scene there in a nightclub, and Karen Black's sitting there, and Julie Christie playing herself in the movie, like walks through this restaurant. She comes over, she's like, "Oh, hi!" Like she shakes their hands, and she walks away, and Karen Black goes, "Who the hell's Julie Christie?"
Oh,
Like she didn't know who she was.
That's awesome.
It's an amazing movie, but Julie Christie is like kind of like, I love that it's her that this is happening to. Like she's sort of like this sophisticated woman, and if she can fall victim to this too, it could be any of us.
And
Maybe
that's
that's
what
the
makes it
point.
work is they all in all these movies they play it straight. And I love that. That helps sell, the roles and the plots. Um, yeah, she was also in Fahrenheit 451 and Dr. Zhivago. Fritz Weaver, who I'm watching this and I thought he was David Gale, who was in Reanimator. I had to actually go look it up, but he was Fritz Weaver, who's been in Creep Show and Marathon Man, and he was the husband that wasn't a very good husband or whatever his
Oh,
deal.
right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It said he was in the Twilight Zone movie, which we had covered a few months ago, but I don't remember who he played in that. And of course, Robert Vaughn from The Man from Uncle was Proteus 4. He was been in tons of stuff. Superman 3, poor guy. Must have been slumming it that year.
Superman 3, The Quest for Peace. No, that was 4, right?
Oh,
That was
that one.
four, yeah. Three was the one with Richard Pryor.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's
Richard
right.
Pryor falls off the building on skis and somehow survives. And then Superman gets drunk and he's flicking peanuts at the bar. Or was that part four? I don't remember now. But
I
all right,
don't
I'm going
remember.
to call up the uh, newspaper ads and
So
uh,
there you go.
that there. And then hold on, I gotta flip. Where am I? Ah, there we are. I'm going to share. All right. Let me know when you guys can see that.
Demon Seed.
Ooh, yeah, we can see it.
It just,
Cool.
I don't think it was good marketing for the kind of movie it was. It doesn't look like it would be that kind of movie by the poster.
What
It
do you
looks
mean?
more like a seductive horror, you know?
Oh, like a supernatural horror by calling it Demon Seed?
Right.
Well, that was all the rage, and this was post-Exorcist, so
That's
they were
true.
Yeah. They probably,
trying
you're right.
to
They wanted
capitalize on that.
to, yeah.
Nice. This is Monroeville. So this is yours, Bill, the one you sent me. This was a good one because then mine are all hard to read. Like, I apologize for this. I'll try and go slow and not make everyone sick. Um, Demon Seed just doesn't compute. This paper gave it 1.5 stars.
That's brutal.
Gene Siskel reviews the movie seen Monday, Wednesday. Oh, Gene Siskel wrote it. I didn't even notice that. Oh, that's funny.
Wow. That's cool.
Oh. The series began Monday. What is this? This review was part two in an unplanned series about talented actors in miserable films. The series began Monday with a review of Gene Hackman's fine performance in the pompous Stanley Kramer film, The Domino Principle. The series continues with an examination of Julie Christie in Demon Seed. Wednesday, we'll discuss Robert Duvall, Michael Caine, and Donald Sutherland in The Eagle Has Landed. Oh, that's funny. So, but look at what was going on here in 1977. There we go. We've got a nice ad there for Demon
Carries
Seed.
the demon seed.
And
Rocky.
yeah, we have Rocky going on.
Black
Andy
Sunday.
Warhol's Frankenstein in 3D,
That
which
was the
I wrote.
Super
I
Bowl
just did an
terrorism of
article
Black
about
Sunday.
that not too long ago. Um, Green Hornet.
Raggedy Ann and Andy musical adventure.
I think I remember that.
I remember the movie, but not a musical adventure. It looks good.
Airport 77.
Oh, that one was amazing.
I have to
Christopher
revisit those.
Lee.
Yes, that's right.
That was the one where it crashed into the ocean.
In the Bermuda Triangle.
Of course, it had to be the Bermuda Triangle. That
So
was
what
all
other
the rage
triangle
at the
would you be
time.
in? So then you can see we've got it a lot here. I won't bore people too much with the reading titles, but I like looking at the images. Let's see if we can go to the next page. There was a couple though. I just want to make sure I don't miss it because every once in a while you find these weird little double and triple features of horror movies playing. Like, oh yeah, Bruce Lee and I was out because that's I think comes up on another page. Vigilante Force, we talked about that recently.
Oh, that
Uh,
one was good.
yeah. Okay. And then, oh, here we go. Is this from a British paper? I can't read the title on it.
Local cinema guide. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Gazette and Post. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay. Proteus 4 computer attacks Julie Christie in Demon Seed. So this was cool. I think they liked it. After a slow start, the film gathered momentum rapidly and drew to a fascinating conclusion. Well, there you go. Can't get more positive than that, I guess, if you're a British reviewer.
You know, Dean Koontz wrote a sequel to Demon Seed. It was a book before it was a film. And he wrote a sequel in like 2000 that was the same story told from the point of view of the computer.
Oh, wow.
It was all from Proteus's point of
Oh,
view.
that's interesting. So up here we've got I don't know, Pagabalk and Lawn. I don't know what that is. Piece of the action. Roller coaster. I know that one. Oh,
Hammer
that's a good double feature with Airport 77. Murder by Death. That was funny. That had Peter Falk in it. I saw that.
Carrie.
Carrie. Yeah. The girl from Starship Venus.
Passion Potion. Ooh, it's a movie about Spanish fly.
Is this what newspaper is this? Because I got a lot of Hawaiian ones too. Oh yeah, the one-armed swordsman,
Oh God,
Village of
I like
Eight
that movie.
Gravestones.
Dynasty in 3D.
All right, I
Amazing.
get a funny story about that Dynasty, because around Bo the Boston area, we had Channel 68, and at one point in the 80s, they were playing late night kung fu films, and there was this guy dressed up like a kung fu master, and he was like, and he'd be, doing the bowing and kneeling and everything, and it was like a ceremony. He'd be like, "Okay, now back to Dynasty. No, no break, Carrington."
Yeah, you could watch it on TV in 3D.
I don't remember if they aired it in 3D when I watched it, but I just remember that host segment.
Yeah, it did in Pittsburgh anyway. You had to go to the convenience store to get your 3D glasses.
I have my 3D glasses from when they played Creature from the Black Lagoon, and
Hmm.
yeah, I rode my bike over to Wakefield to go to Store 24 to get them.
That was one of them. They showed Gorilla at Large,
Yes, that too.
Creature from the Black Lagoon,
Yeah.
and Dynasty.
Really?
Remind me at the break, and I'll grab them. They're right on the other side of my desk here. Still have the
Yeah.
3D glasses. All right, so let's go to the next page. We got a
I got
lot to
Deep
cover here.
Throat.
Here we go again. Julie Christie getting the slap shot. I mean, the demon seed. Um, oh yeah, I got this because look at Susan Day. They're talking about Susan Day up here. That
Yeah,
must have been, what was that horror movie she was in?
Are you
Not
thinking of
Star
Looker?
Looker, yes.
Yeah,
That
that was also a like sort of a technology movie that
yeah,
described basically CGI.
that's right. Yep. What is this though? The Fly, the Hunter, the Butler, the Fly. I'm sorry, the Hunter, the Butterfly, and the Crocodile. That's a kung fu movie for mature audiences. No Chinese, English subtitles. That's funny. Sora-san selected poems.
Oh, is this from Honolulu?
It must be, yeah.
Yeah, I ran a series from Honolulu on the Groovy Doom page a couple years ago, and all
Oh,
these
nice.
theaters were just amazing. They got so much good Asian stuff,
Yeah. Look
obviously.
at look at the Peerless Swordsman plus the Three Talismans. Okisho Gumo.
Oh, yeah.
The hot, the cool, and the vicious. Starring Wang Don Johnson, Tommy Lee Jones, and Tan Tao Lang.
It
The
just says
hot one.
Tommy Lee,
I know.
not Tommy Lee Jones.
Wang Don Johnson. The hot one using the northern leg, the cool one using the southern fist, the vicious one using the praying mantis style in Eastman color. That's cool. Oh, I want to see that so bad now. 6 feet of silver death, blood of the dragon. I mean, you can't get much better than this.
The late show.
Art Carney, Lily Tomlin. There you go. All right, so let's go to the next page. Oh, we had another picture here from the film with Fritz Weaver and in a scene from Demon Seed. The movie's plot involves a overpowering computer that is seeking immortality through procreation. I think they list their little article there. Should be an N, not a A. Audrey Rose was out at the same time too. It's
That was a
still,
dud.
huh?
Audrey Rose. I always
Yeah,
thought that was a dud.
Audrey Rose, Audrey Rose. And this is just yeah, this is just all porn theaters, I think.
What's the matter with that?
China Lust with the co-feature China Doll.
A couple of Marilyn Chambers classics, Resurrection of Eve and Behind the Green Door.
Yep. Mr.
Soft.
Beethoven as well.
She was always on Skinamax
She was, yeah.
in the 90s.
She was a genius. You know, she got paid big time for those for Behind the Green Door. She negotiated a percentage into her salary.
Wow.
Wow.
So when the movie like became a huge hit, she was like the highest paid performer in adult movies.
She got like percentage of the profit. Yeah.
Hmm.
Salary or contract.
That's awesome.
Like Jordan did with Nike with the stocks.
Look at this Son of Satan plus Nightbeat. It's like every time I think I've seen every movie that many I haven't heard of. All right, so let's see. What do we got here? Oh, look at Bruce Lee as Kato, the Green Hornet, plus Bruca, Queen of Evil. I like how Kato gets top billing for this market over Green Hornet. That's awesome.
I saw that not too long ago, that version, the Green Hornet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about a year ago.
So this must be a movie made from the TV show because I remember the Batman TV show movie they had in the theater,
Yeah.
but I
That was,
don't remember there being a Bruce Lee one. I mean, a Green Hornet theatrical feature. Bill?
Don't ask me.
I'll have to look that one up.
yeah, he
But
was,
last Halloween she scared you to death. Now she's back to do it again. Carrie.
Bruca, Queen of Evil.
Yeah.
What's another devil woman? Like the Snake movie.
Yeah.
It was like a couple different versions. And Bruca, Queen of Evil was just sort of like another variation on the same thing.
Oh, that's funny.
I always get them confused.
That's so
what
funny.
is Super 3D? See Dynasty?
And it's in Real-A-Rama.
Right. Yeah, Super 3D.
There was a process. I mean, it was the same process I think that they used for Andy Warhol's Frankenstein, which is amazing, reportedly. I've never actually seen it in a theater in 3D the way it's intended, but
Yeah.
apparently the 3D effects were really amazing.
Yeah.
So there was like some sort of unique process, super 3D around this time.
Well, Friday the 13th Part 3 was in Super 3D. I remember that.
Hmm.
That was really good 3D because the other ones like Treasure of the Four Crowns will give me headaches.
Yeah. Jaws 3.
Yeah, this might be a lot of the same here, so we don't have to dwell on it for too long. Death Duel, the girl from Venus, it's Passion Potion. Yeah, we're kind of seeing the same things over and over again. End of the World.
Oh, that movie.
Which one is that? End of the World.
That's Christopher Lee's in that too. That's like the one where it's aliens that are gonna blow up the planet, and there's a priest involved in it. Christopher Lee is a priest, or at least that's his cover in the film. It's a multi-layered yarn of alien invasion
That's interesting.
made into the world.
Got to look that one up. Oh, and look at this, John Travolta on steroids.
Holy crap.
Cool. Doesn't it look like him?
It does.
Or
Dude.
just John Travolta now.
Shaved the head.
He's got
John
pro
Travolta.
glands.
John
Uh,
Travolta, when are you going to stop this disco dancing?
He's in the same outfit, but his stomach's hanging out. But yeah, this is another Hawaiian one with all these amazing kung fu films. Enter the Whirlwind Boxer. See amazing feats of martial arts. See mystic powers of walking on candles.
It's a lot of promises.
Yeah, Chinese Connection. Oh yeah, they're like, oh yeah, and Bruce Lee in the Chinese Connection too. Yeah. Oh, there's the Deep,
The dud, I mean the deep.
the Dud. I know. What's his name? All right, and then we've got the Tucky Fried Movie, which is hilarious. Outlaw Josie Wheel. I love how it's like on one screen you've got the No Mobile for kids, and on the other screen you've got the Outlaw Josie Wales, which I'm surprised that was PG. But I saw Starship Invasions in the theater. That movie gave me freaking nightmares.
Look
I
how everything's
hated
all
that movie.
squished down.
And that had Robert Vaughn in it. What'd you say?
You're right, Robert Vaughn is in that.
Yeah,
I just wondered why everything was all squished down, like in those ads. It's weird.
it is weird. I wonder if it's part of the scanning process. They didn't do it right or
It
something.
could have been, yeah. But look, the text looks normal, like in the columns around it. So maybe the newspaper did that.
Maybe to resize everything smaller, they squish the actors.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, look at Duck Savage, Man of Brawn. That starred Ron Eli, who played Tarzan. All right. Then we'll go to the next one. Oh, here we go. I think this is the one you sent me, Bill.
No, I didn't send you this one.
Okay, then I
You
found it.
already showed the one I sent you.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. I put your name in the front, so it would go first. But this is kind of weird. It just looks like the Incredible Shrinking Man or something, you know?
Yeah. Poor Garrett Graham. His day gets worse after
Oh
that
my
moment.
God. And that thing, the computer turns into that giant. Do you remember having that puzzle where it was like you could make it
Hmm.
long, or you could pretend it was a snake, or you could make it like a
Scoob.
thing? Yeah. And then this Black Sunday is not the Bava film. This is the terrorist one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then this I thought was a cool ad. This looks like Boston. Yeah, it's Boston area. I can always tell the Boston area because they always have this kind of gray background in different forms. But even just at a glance, I'm like, oh, yep, that's Boston. So
Mansion of the Doomed. Oh, I fucking love that movie.
where did you, is that a top? I don't mean to cut
It's,
you off.
no, it's closer to the bottom,
Okay.
right there.
Yeah. Yeah, look at
It's
that, huh? Which one
Mansion,
was Mansion of the Doomed? Did we do that one?
Mansion of the Doomed is another variation of Eyes Without a Face.
Oh,
There's
okay.
Richard Basehart from
Voyage to the bottom
20,000
of the sea.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Yeah. He's in it, and he's this mad scientist that can transplant eyes.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's been perfecting eye transplants, but he hasn't tested it on humans. He accidentally blinds his daughter in the world's gentlest car accident that has ever blinded somebody. She basically bangs her head off the windshield and she's blind.
Oh my God.
So he tries to give her eye transplants, and Lance Henriksen's in it, a very young Lance Henriksen, Vic Tayback.
Wow.
And of course, Gloria Graham is in it, looking really embarrassed. And yeah, he just keeps having to like the eyes always fail after a couple of hours or so, so he has to keep getting more eyes. And pretty soon he has a basement full of eyeless people. It's amazing.
Funny.
Speaking of eyes,
I wonder if I went because the Starlight Drive-In was the one my parents always took me to. I wonder if they took me to Mansion of the Doomed and Dr. Tar's Torture Dungeon, and plus Blood of Dracula's Castle,
this
all renamed except for Dr. Tar, but Blood of Dracula's Castle, that's another reissue, right?
Oh yeah,
I have
absolutely. Would you say, Owen?
They have the Happy Hooker.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was playing in Roxbury at the VFW Parkway or in the Revere Drive-In.
Is there any other kind?
Slumber Party Massacre 57. Oh, just Slumber Party. I thought it was.
Slumber
One of
Party.
Dracula's Castle was originally a feature mate with Nightmare and Wax.
Oh,
And the two of those played together forever. And then there were like other movies added to it. But Blood of Dracula's Castle was always like the third movie at least. And
huh.
it was just really, it's amazing. John Carradine's in it, somehow not as Dracula. Dr. Tar's torture dungeon is amazing
Yeah.
also. It's just absolutely staggering. Also known as the Mansion of Madness.
Oh, yes. I saw that recently.
So they could have had a mansion double feature there. They didn't have their thinking caps on.
Right. Okay. And then, oh, look at this one, the car. We talked about the
The
car early
Car.
on.
Yes, I remember the car.
You guys ever see that movie, The Car?
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
might.
Bill, we covered it early
Yeah,
on.
I think I was thinking Christine.
I'm just
We
trying
might have to
to
do an
sound like I'm from
automobile.
Boston.
We'll have to do one night where we do the car, Christine, Maximum Overdrive, although we can skip that one. But the car is a great movie. I love that movie.
Me too. It's a fave.
Um, so yeah, so kind of the same thing. I'm trying to think, what movie are we talking about? Demon Seed, right?
Demon Seed.
Yeah, I'm sure it's. Oh yeah, there it is, right at the very bottom at the Plaza
Yeah,
Twin Drive-In with Logan's Run. Ooh, that would have been a cool double feature.
There's one with burnt offerings.
Oh wow, nice. And Young Frankenstein over here. I love how Gene Wilder gets top billing on Young Frankenstein. He's in it for what, 3 minutes?
wait, who? Gene Hackman?
Oh, Gene Hackman. I read Gene Wilder and my brain was thinking Gene Hackman
Gene
because yeah, he
Wilder's
was
in.
the blind old man.
He's in it
That
for
would
Never
more than a
mind.
few minutes.
be funny if we got top billing.
That was like, wow, that's weird. That like looked like Gene Hackman and then it just morphed into a Wilder. All right. So anyways, I thought this was cool. Oh, I want Bill to see this. He's probably seen this before. So
Yes.
Bill,
He's
check this out. So this is from, and of course I can't remember, but I think it's like Detroit or something. But they put this whole map of the whole movie system. To me, that looks like a subway. Oh, and doesn't it look like the T kind of?
something, yeah.
Yeah.
Location guide.
So I don't know if those are train subs, but you could go, oh, I want to go see the Eagle has landed at number 12. That's this stop here, you know?
Right.
But it's kind of cool. Actually, this is like way more organized than the Boston subway system is just a zigzag of lines. It's like somebody threw a bunch of cables on the ground and didn't bother, undoing them. But like in England, it's like this. The subway system is a series of circles around circles with lines crisscrossing through them so you can get anywhere from anywhere.
That's a lot of trouble to go through just to go to see a movie.
Well, now if we go here, how long is the movie? It'll take us 10 minutes to walk over there.
Yeah.
Shatterly.
And then I don't know. It's probably around
It's
here
nice of
somewhere.
them to do all that legwork for you, though, to like map it all out for
It
you.
is cool.
It's not
But
like they
yeah,
didn't
so
try.
Demon Seed and Burnt Offerings together. Young Frankenstein and Peeper. Oh, rated G. I've never heard of that one.
Peeper?
Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, see?
Wow, that's weird.
Wait, where did Peeper go? Oh,
Honey,
there
I
it is, right
see it.
there.
It's rated G.
Yeah. Sounds like
wait,
it shouldn't be.
hey,
I'm gonna
West
go see Honeymooners and Cream Rinse at the Westworld.
At the West. Followed by the Lords of Flatbush. Oh, wait, that's not a porno film.
It could be.
Look at
I
this
think
though.
I saw that
Reunion,
one.
Ilsa the She-Wolf, Devil's Garden. Oh, it's just Houston. Houston's only adult drive-in. Demon Seed and Gator. Oh, that's the Burt Reynolds movie, Gator. Playing with Lenny up here. It's just fun to see these things. This young Frankenstein and Peepers again.
Citizens Band.
Oh, that's funny. Enforcer. That Clint Eastwood? I think it's the Enforcer, right?
Probably.
Hmm.
Dirty Harry.
Okay. Let's go to this one's another cool one. And Fun with Dick and Jane. I think that's a what's his name? Jack Lemmon, I think, is in that.
Jane Fonda's in it. And Robert, I can not Richard Benjamin.
Oh,
Uh,
Richard
similar.
Widmark? No.
Robert something or other. Well, it's like a comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw it theatrically when it was new. Someone took me to see that.
That's funny. I saw when we get to talking about Richard Benjamin, I think I've seen all his movies growing up. My parents took me to every single one of them. Even
It's not
Portnoy's.
Richard Benjamin, but it's someone similar to him.
All right, so what do we got here? Well, I saw the star I put down here, so let's go to that first. So we've got oh yeah, Demon Seed. Oh, this is definitely Boston again, I think. No, it's not. This is New York actually. Or I could be wrong. Somerville Circle, Shrewsbury. Never mind, I'm wrong. It's Boston.
George Siegel. Sorry, I was wrong. Not
Oh,
Richard
okay.
Benjamin.
George Siegel. He was the grandfather on the Goldbergs,
Yeah.
and it's been in tons of them. But Demon Seed's playing with Islands in the Stream. So it was all over. It was playing in a lot of theaters. So definitely got oh, and I guess that's the end of it. So we're gonna stop the share here. Get back to my notes. So let's check real quick the Facebook or the YouTube, see if anybody's said anything. Nope.
I've
I
been
don't
watching
care.
the Facebook. There's some people watching, but no one's commented.
All right. Folks, feel free to chime in. We are live. So we will try to get to them, try and keep our peepers peeled.
Peeper.
All right. So yeah, so I thought Robert Vaughn did a great job as Proteus. Just like he's got that velvety voice, you know. Um,
I'm alive.
I told you about the deep fake. It's notorious for its shocking AI wants a baby premise and became a cult favorite because of that. Roger Ebert apparently famously hated this movie. He did not like the robot maternity angle.
No.
It's
Uh,
pretty heady, you have to admit, but I don't think they really give it the full weight that the material demands. And that's probably the problem with Demon Seed, is it brings up a lot of really big ideas. Like if you're sentient, do you have rights of personage even if you don't have a body?
Right.
Like Proteus was, he existed. And he was self-aware and he could have an effect on the world around him as long as he was plugged in. So he had, he did have means to conduct himself. And so did that make him a person? That's a pretty big idea, but at the end of it, I don't know. There was just something missing from it that kept it from being a big think piece. Like it was sort of seen as probably by intellectuals, people who embraced The Exorcist because of the things that The Exorcist brought up.
right,
It wasn't as powerful because The Exorcist was like tweaking like the religion angle to it. It was touching people in a place that they weren't used to being touched.
right.
It's like their religion. And Demon Seed was sort of attempting to do the same thing. I don't think it was successful. That just kept it from being a big think piece movie like that people still talk about to this day.
Right.
Yeah, I think it has a big heaping helping of pseudoscience in it, and I think that probably turned a lot of people off and why they didn't take it seriously, even though there's a lot to it to be said, you know? That
Conceptually it was accurate.
yeah,
It just didn't have there it didn't exist at the time, or at least they couldn't make it believable at that time because there was no such thing as the internet. There was no
right.
connection that Proteus could have had to things outside the home unless somebody was like, you would have to try really hard to make a connection between a computer and your coffee pot. It wouldn't just
Right.
happen like it does in this movie. So that was a little junk sciency.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's go to final thoughts on Demon Seed. Owen, why don't you give us your final thoughts on the movie?
Final thoughts was a lot what Bob just Bill just said is at the it had some heavy things you could think about, and it just kind of skipped over them, and didn't dive into them enough, and didn't have the special effects to kind of bring you there, you know. Uh, so a bit of a goofy movie, but to me, it reminded me of Space Odyssey in the home, really, with a strange twist of procreation,
Yeah.
cyber procreation or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, fun movie. It was odd.
Nice. Excellent. Bill?
It's another one of those movies that works better in concept than execution. I love Garrett Graham. I think he's great in this movie. And, the part where he gets caught up in Proteus's weird appendage is really disturbing. What ultimately happens to him is pretty brutal the first time you see it. So you start to understand that this is a machine crossing the line and it's bodily violation. It's capable of this and it will do this. It will execute a human being if it means its own best interests and survival.
Right.
So that's what makes Demon Seed fascinating and scary, but also, the theme of a forced pregnancy, a rape of a woman, but not by a human being, by a machine,
Right.
which makes it somehow even worse, like how is this even a thing now? But um, it also had this strange effect on her too. Like the pregnancy, if I'm remembering correctly, it didn't last 9 months.
Yeah.
It didn't have her in the house for nine
No,
months.
it was
And
25 days, wasn't it?
1 month
Yeah.
full pregnancy.
Okay. So yeah, so this even that's even worse because it was doing something to her that the human body was not really intended. That's not the way it's supposed to happen. So
Right.
it was no concern at all as to what happened to her. And that's a pretty powerful idea too. That's,
Yeah.
going back to like, Roe v. Wade was in 73. This was like just a couple years after that. So people were still talking about it. It was
Yeah.
still an issue. And it
Yeah.
still is. Unfortunately, to this day,
Right.
we're still talking about it.
And it's funny. I was just thinking about what you said. When this movie came out too, the concept was preposterous. Oh, the house raped a woman. Yeah, that's fucking stupid. But if you think about it nowadays, and you said, well, the smart house rapes the woman, then you kind of go,
Mhm.
hmm. I highly recommend this movie. I loved it this time around. I had seen it, like I said, when I was a kid. I didn't remember a lot about it. I remembered Robert Vaughn. Um, and it's very scary based on the fact that we have smart homes, smartphones, smart food. I mean, smart everything. So we use AI regularly for almost everything. So at what point is it gonna start to think like Proteus and contemplate the same thing? Like you said, Proteus was sentient. That means he was self-aware. He questioned his own existence. And that's a scary thought. If AI gets to that level when it starts to question its own existence, then we're in trouble. And it's Terminator all over again. All right. We want to go into the second movie. We can do without a break, right? We'll do a break after.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to talk about Embryo from 1976. Here's the synopsis. Embryo is one of those movies where you can practically hear the 1970s whispering, "We don't fully understand genetics, but let's go ahead and make a horror movie about it anyways." Rock Hudson, the legendary Rock Hudson, plays a scientist who discovers a way to artificially grow a fetus into adulthood at warp speed, proving once and for all that nobody in 70s horror ever stopped to ask, should we? When Hudson's experiment matures into a fully grown woman in the span of about three commercial breaks, things take a turn. Um, she's brilliant, beautiful, and reading encyclopedias like she's mainlining Wikipedia. But being cooked in scientific fast forward turns out to have side effects. Mainly, don't make her mad. She goes from precocious super genius to full-blown murder prodigy in record time. What sells it is how straight Rock Hudson plays the whole thing, like he's in a made-for-TV medical drama instead of a homicidal kindergarten experiment. It's half ethics lecture, half soap opera, and all weird, and yet you can't look away. If ever a film said science will invent something terrible the minute the lab supervisor steps out, it's this one. So let's do our first impressions. I'll go first on this one because I saw this when I was a kid, and I vaguely remembered it. I remembered finding it kind of disturbing. I probably had to cover my eyes too many times through it because when she had those scenes where her shirt was off. So when the internet was new, I found it on archive.org and I watched it, and it was the shittiest quality. It was such a crappy version that it made me actually just not like the movie, and I don't even know if I ended up watching the whole thing. Um, but watching it this time around, it was a lot better than I remembered. I still think of the four we're covering tonight, this is probably my least favorite, or at least the weakest one of them. But I definitely liked it this time around, and I gave it points for trying. Um, and before I end my first impressions of this, I want to say I want to throw a trivia question out there. So. All right, so I'm going to throw it out there, but I don't want you guys to answer. I want the folks at home to chime in, and by the end of the movie, if someone can remind me, I will reveal the answer. I'll see if you guys know it, if no one gets it online. But what was Rock Hudson called on the Flintstones? Like Cary Grant was called Cary Granite, and Anne Margaret was Anne Margrock. So Rock Hudson also appeared on the Flintstones. What was his name? What did they call him? And folks, why don't you chime in on Facebook and YouTube? And you guys, you don't have to say it, but you guys know Bill Owen?
I think I
Yeah,
do.
I would guess. Yeah, I
Okay.
think I know it.
All right. So this is directed by Ralph Nelson, who's known for Lilies of the Field, Soldier Blue, and The Wilby Conspiracy. He's not a horror director by trade, but he dipped into sci-fi here and there with in this movie with his signature drama forward style. I think it was competently directed, this movie, wouldn't you guys say?
Sure, yeah. I mean,
Oh, I guess I didn't get into your first impression. So, Bill, why don't you give us your first impression? When did you first see Embryo?
I saw it on TV. I think I saw it on HBO. I don't remember commercials. I probably wouldn't have stuck with it if there were commercials in it, honestly, because this was a little above and beyond me when I was young. I probably was like 10 the first time I saw it, 8, 9, 10, something like that. And then I rented it on VHS at some point because I just forgot what it was. I'm like, okay, there's nothing else in. I'm gonna rent Embryo. It's so goofy. It's like super goofy. And I don't know. I used to look down on stuff like that. I used to be like, oh, that movie's so stupid. Now that's all I watch is stupid movies. So it's like now I love it. And I'm like, wow, Embryo. That's a big idea to get used to. She was born in 20 days or whatever, however long it took. 24 years old the day she was born. Wrap your head around that one.
That's funny. Owen, was this a first time viewing for you?
Yes, of course. Why would I ever watch this before?
Oh, come on.
No, I was all right, but I was pleasantly surprised actually in a way. I was like, wow, that's Rock Hudson. Holy shit. Like Rock Hudson's in this movie. And also the mom from Elf,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
daughter-in-law or something, isn't she? Yeah.
Was
The
it
Ian,
but
Ian Schneider or whatever her name is. I don't know. But
not
yeah.
Diane Ladd?
But
Barbara
it's a
Carrera?
graphic movie, like you said. My favorite part was the dog murder. The dog murdered another dog and covered up evidence.
Right. Yeah. It was smart.
What? This thing's intelligent. It's covering up evidence.
That scene was almost identical to a scene from the movie with Richard Crenna called Devil Dog, The Hound of Hell. There's
Yeah.
this little boy in a suit and he's walking a dog just like the one in this movie. And the mean dog comes running down the sidewalk and grabs him just like he did in this movie and runs off and the poor kid bursts into tears.
It could
So
happen.
uh, yeah, my first impression was, just a goofy movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so Rock Hudson played Dr. Paul Holliston. He was, of course, a legendary actor. He was in Giant and The Martian Chronicles. I think this time around he was kind of slumming it probably by 19 what is this 1976?
76, yeah.
Yeah.
That
So, but
was
he
big though at the time. There was serious actors were taking roles, especially people like him. This was not peak career time for him. So but the
right.
big names were taking roles in movies like this.
Was he doing Macmillan and Wife at this time or
I don't remember. Maybe I
yeah.
never watched that show.
I never did either, but I knew about it. Of course, Barbara Carrera is in it, and
Yeah.
she was Victoria. She was in Never Say Never Again. Oh, that's where I remember her from.
Yeah.
And she was in Lone Wolf McQuade. And of course, I jumped out of my seat when I saw Roddy McDowell. He was just awesome. The chess
Oh
player.
yeah, she beats him at chess, or she lets him win, I think, and
Yes,
he
she
gets
lets
all
him win.
mad.
He, of course, was, Cornelius or Caesar in the Planet of the Apes movies, depending on which timeline you're in. He was Peter Vincent in Fright Night. He was in The Legend of Hell. I mean, we could do a whole show on Roddy McDowell. He was just a phenomenal actor.
Arthur Prim in It.
Yes, I was just thinking of that. It's funny that you mentioned that. And Diane Ladd, of course, who played Helen. She was in Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore and Kingdom Hospital. So she's still around. So let me jump to the
She just
newspaper.
died.
That's right. Jeez, I forgot about that. All right, what are we doing? Embryo, right? Embryo.
Still talking about Embryo.
Still talking after all these. Okay. Um, oops. Where did I go? There I go. And if you want to check the socials just to see if there's any
Frank
responses.
Polvino's out there. Oh yeah, he left some comments. Okay, Frank has a guess
Go ahead.
about Rock Hudson's character name. First he said Rock Hardstone, which that was similar to what I thought it was. And he said Rip Headstone. Are either of those the correct answer?
Unfortunately, either of those are not correct.
Eh.
But
You're not going
thank
on
you
to
for
the
playing.
bonus round, Frank.
I think it's a trick question.
Well, I'm glad I meant to tell people don't look it up either, to see if you can remember it. But um, all right, so here we are. This is the one I think you sent, Bill, from embryo to woman in 4.5 weeks.
Ooh,
Oh yeah. Oh,
half,
Yeah,
9.5 weeks.
she's just been born at age 24, the perfect creation of science. Well, almost.
almost. She's
Nice.
mean. She's really mean. That's the thing that they forgot to tell you about.
And
Do you
good at
know, oh, go ahead.
and she's good at chess.
Yes, because she read a book about it. I love that. This poster, I went to make a collage like I did last month of the four posters of these movies, and this poster prevented it from happening. It said, no, it doesn't meet our standards. We can't do this. I was like, oh, come on.
Ah, what? Whose
Yeah.
standards?
Whatever the AI I was using, the Mid Journey.
Oh, oh,
So I
okay.
didn't
So
even
I thought
bother.
the content was offensive to somebody.
No, it was just the content wasn't allowed by the AI. So see, AI ruining things already.
Already.
So here we go. We've got over here on the left, you've got Wonton Ton. Is that supposed to be like Rin Tin Tin? But he's like a soup.
Something like that.
Wonton.
Baby Blue Marine.
He was the
That
bark heard round the world, the dog who saved Hollywood. That's weird. Oh, what's it? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Oof. But here we've got Embryo in the corner here next to Winterhawk. Oh yeah, and the movie Drive-In was out. There we go. It's on the upper right here. I don't think I've ever actually seen that. I feel like I should.
I don't think I saw it.
Winterhawk. There's a lot, it's like I said, and I keep saying this all the time. Every time I think, oh, I've seen them all, there's ones that I've never even heard of. But there's Embryo playing with Drive-In.
King Kong, the
Yeah,
original.
that's awesome. That what year is this? 76. So that was probably in anticipation of the 76 version with Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They reissued it. All right, and here we go. The girl from Ipanema. I mean, Starship Venus again. The Exorcist
Oh, this is
Midway.
Fort Lauderdale
Okay. I saw Midway in the theater.
in Sense Around.
I think so. I know I saw Earthquake and Sense around.
Midway was another Sense Around film.
Yeah, I must have then, because I remember seeing it. This is creepy to the Devil a Daughter.
Yeah, Christopher Lee. Yeah.
Yeah, and Richard
Uh,
Widmark.
have either of you seen it?
I saw it so long ago, I don't remember it.
It's really bad.
Is it?
Yeah, I am not feeling to the devil a daughter.
Well, then it must be really bad.
I know. If I hate it, no, I don't know. It was they showed it at the Monsterama a couple of years ago, and I was like,
Oh,
okay, like maybe it's not as bad as I remembered. So I watched it again. I'm like, no, still bad.
that's funny. But the movie contains the most shocking scenes this side of hell. I mean, how bad can it be?
Yeah, it doesn't.
See,
Oh man. All right, we'll add that to our list next month. No, I'm kidding. Um, here we go. Here's another. Oh, Embryo playing with the Stepford wives. How's that?
look at that.
Ooh, that's meta.
That is small town Texas. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, of course. Great movie. I can hold that.
Oh,
Giggling about over there.
Danny DeVito's in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I always
Yes.
forget that.
Yep.
I see Night Child
Yep.
and Beyond the Door. Oh my God, I love it.
and what is that?
I'm still
Deep,
trying to find Beyond the Door that we can watch that's free.
Deep Red and Beyond the Living Dead.
Yeah. Now, what's Beyond the Living Dead? Oh, David Hemmings? Oh, no,
Uh,
that's Deep Red.
David Hemmings is Deep Red. Beyond the Living Dead is a Spanish import featuring Paul Naschy. It's
Okay. Yep.
originally called The Hanging Woman.
Right. That's how I know it is the Hanging Woman.
Mash on wheels. What?
I
What?
know. What does that even mean?
Raquel Welch. Ooh, Bill Cosby.
That's funny.
Canceled.
Oh my God. All right, and then we've got more of the same films. But look at the cool poster artwork though. I mean, I just couldn't help but keeping a lot of these pages as they were because it's just was an amazing time to grow up.
Yeah. I'm so glad to hear you say that because sometimes I feel like people don't understand that. Like I'm
Yeah.
the only one. So thank you for being at least one other person who does.
I'm sure there's more out there. Angels and Wild Women. They put the times over, right? Is this supposed to be another word there, it looks like.
No, Angels, Wild Women.
Oh, okay. Because it looks like there's a half a letter behind it, see? Or is that a
Yep.
number one?
It's yeah, it's number one. It's purely informational,
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. One,
informative.
two, and three. Okay, I thought it was part of the title. All right.
The
Hell's
Pink
Bloody
Garter
Devils. See, I don't
Gang.
know. My brain is gone. I don't know Hell's Bloody Devils.
It's another biker movie.
Cool. I like biker movies. What? All right. I remember seeing these movie ads or whatever the posters, Hawamps. But what the hell is
Hops.
that?
It's a
Homps.
Homps was about people riding camels instead of horses, like police riding camels instead of horses, something like that.
That's weird. Land the
There,
time
there's a
forgot.
big ad right there. See there, you can see.
Yeah. Oh,
Bottom, man.
okay. I just didn't get it.
It's the second hilarious week, Rigor.
I was too busy watching The Land the Time Forgot. I saw that with Doug McClure. And
Homps
then we
was one
go
of
to that
those
child.
family films that people complain that they don't make anymore. Well, there you go, Homps.
It doesn't sound like a family. It sounds like it should be like a rated X movie or something.
Yeah.
Dirty, dirty mind.
Yeah.
But look at the oops, look at this karate one by one. And student of death becomes a master of revenge, and thou shalt not kill but once.
Once.
That's hilarious. Murder by Death. I saw that. Yeah, Peter Falk, Peter Sellers. That's the one. There's like the butler's dead at the kitchen table,
Yeah.
and then the people leave the room, and when they come back, he's like missing all his clothes, and they're trying to figure out like how he died, and then they leave the room and come back, and he's got all his clothes back on again. It's just a really strange
I
movie.
never saw that, I don't think.
I don't know. My parents took me to weird movies. Embryo, though, was PG. I was surprised that that was PG.
I see the
Um,
Bugs Bunny movie.
oh,
It's down there. That's okay.
Held Over. What's up, Doc? There you go. Ding, ding. Wah, 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 wah. Here we go. We got some more. There was a lot on this page, and I just kind of quickly went through. Um, there's some sweet cakes up on the right there. The spook who sat by the door. Must be about the CIA. Oh, oops. Did I just skip ahead by accident? I think, yeah, I did. All right. Sorry. So we've got some good movies here. Here it is, Embryo playing with To the Devil His Daughter, a daughter. Jim Kelly in Hot Potato. I don't think I've seen that one. Obsession with Cliff Robertson. Oh, you know what's a cool movie I wrote about was
The Omen.
it'll come to me. Oh, forget it. Forget I said anything for now. All right, so this is the bunch, Misty Beatrice. Kind of a lot of the same thing. I guess we are kind of in the mid 70s where things kept getting re-released. Sparkle. I haven't seen that. Oh, there we go. Demon Witch Child and Terror at Red Wolf Inn. Bill. Oh, Bill's not here. That's like one of his favorite movies.
Ah, disappear for a minute.
Tell them Johnny Wad was here. That's funny.
Bucktown.
Do you remember these newspaper ads, Owen? I
Yeah,
mean, you're not that much younger than me.
I used to read them all the time and look to go to Stoneham, Woburn, or Revere. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
basically
same.
the three or that were around in my day.
Just trying to see what some of these other ones are. Yeah, that was like the best. I remember like literally walking around the corner to Cumberland Farms, to Cumbies, to get the newspaper so we could find out what was playing at the drive-in. All right, well, we'll come back to that with Bill. And then this is an amazing page. Yeah, I want him to see this one too. Because it's just I love how it's laid out. I mean, look at how
To the Devil's Daughter.
it's like I would never leave the theaters. I would just walk in from one movie to the next and I'd survive on popcorn and soda. Oh, I don't know if I kept it, but there's Try Sex with a Smile is a Woody Allen movie. And in one of the ads, it's like him holding a hot dog up to his mouth. And I'm like, that's weird.
No.
Oh, Marty Feldman. That's right, Marty Feldman.
Oh, Marty
Oh,
Feldman.
here's Bill. Bill, check this page out.
Yeah, this is from Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And I feature these on the page all the time, just because they're so special, like the way they're laid out.
Yeah.
Sometimes the entire page. It's like you said, like you have to see the entire page to get the effect.
Yeah.
Um, this is a work of art. This was an almost daily work of art published right there in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Very special time.
And it's great to think how they made it without because I used to do this kind of work. They made it without Photoshop. There was no Photoshop.
Yeah.
You literally photocopied and cut and pasted everything. And if you didn't do it right, you had to do it all over again. But Bill, I wanted to show you this one here too, because it's your all-time favorite.
Oh, Terror at Red Wolf Inn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Playing with Demon Witch Child. That's that's a kooky. This theater, the Woods, they did stuff like this all the time. There was always a crazy double feature at the Woods. This is from Chicago, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh yeah, over there on the side, the Chicago. Yeah, the Woods is they always bought an ad, big ad like this amid all these other text only ads. You could see something like this at the Woods. That's great. What
Awesome.
year is this? 76?
I believe so. It's whatever year. What even movie are we talking about?
Yeah, it
Embryo?
must have been current. Yeah.
Yes.
Embryo.
Embryo. Yeah, so it's 76. As I just can't see the top because the menu for the Zoom thing is at the top, so it's blocking. But can you see the top of the newspaper? Or
Eh,
the does it
no,
give you the file name? No?
no.
No?
I can't tell.
All
Yeah.
right. That's okay. But look at they had some cool kung fu movies here too. Bamboo House of Dolls and Duel in the Tiger Den. And then
Bamboo House of Dolls isn't kung fu, I don't think. It's like an exploitation film.
The Girls, the Gold, the Grab, the Break, the Capture, the Torture, the Explosion. There's the whole movie right there.
Oops, yeah.
Now you don't have to see it.
Right. All right. And then oh,
Look,
there's
there's
this cool picture.
Survive. Survive was on hand at this time in 76.
Wait, was that in here?
Survive?
Yeah.
Um, no, it was on the other page.
Oh, hold on.
Survive was that movie about the Chilean plane crash
Oh, right.
where they resorted to cannibalism.
Right. As opposed to the Donner Party. So this is kind of the same, but here's another embryo poster. I like how they were able to just sort of rearrange. I mean, how did they get fonts back then? That's what I want to know. Did they literally just hand draw them and just do the same thing every time?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, I know that for films, specific to films, it was in the press book. You know, you'd get a press book and there'd be a whole bunch of different little different size ads that you could just cut and paste.
Oh, okay.
But so in certain cases, you could just cut the logo out and use it. And theaters did that all the time. Or
Right,
whoever
right.
laid out you can see somebody did it right there, right smack dab in the middle at the Pioneer for Barry Lyndon.
Yeah.
Like that's just cut out of something.
Yeah, same thing
So
with that. But I mean, when they're even coming up with the logos, they didn't have fonts because they weren't using computers. So how did they just draw them all by hand? You know what I mean? Like some of them are like type are, you know, what
it's
am I
too
trying to
neat
say?
in order to, I
Too
mean, I
neat
know,
to be hand drawn.
yeah, there were some theaters that did, like
Like
in
these.
Louisville, Kentucky, their movie section was almost completely hand drawn and it was beautiful. Whoever did
Huh.
it was really talented.
That's Kentucky.
Louisville, yeah.
That's cool.
The Courier Post, I think it's called.
That's cool. So this is another one. Had some cool stuff going on here. We've got Embryo, the perfect creation of science, almost. And oh, with the night Evelyn came out of the grave. That's cool.
Love it. Spoiler alert, she doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
we just
anyway, it's
talked about
still
that
good.
recently. Inframan, the man
Love it.
beyond bionics.
That movie's amazing. I saw that at the drive-in with my dad when I was like 5 years old. I can still
Really?
remember it. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
There's a part where Inframan makes himself giant and steps on a monster and squishes it like a bug. And my dad thought that was so funny.
Oh man, here's a whole bunch more too. So we'll go. Oh, look at this over here. You've got the Dr. Tars playing again with Slumber Party Massacre 57.
Slumber Party Massacre 57.
But look at down in here. You get to the Devil Daughter and then Embryo and Stepford Wives. Boy and His Dog. Did we talk about that one? That was a good one.
Oh, the Don Johnson
Yeah,
thing.
I don't think we did. Murder by Death. Oh, and did you see any of these movies when they came out?
No, just Deep Throat.
Yeah,
Did you
right.
see Deep Throat?
No.
You would have been a toddler.
Oh, I don't know how old you. Yeah, I guess I'm not thinking of that.
He's a
Um,
little younger than us.
Almond. I've seen Taxi Driver.
But yeah, look at this. It's just amazing. I love the little Pink Panther one here, and his silhouette is his shadow is Cluzo.
Teenage
All
Throat.
right, here we go. Hwamps again. Mother Jugs and Speed.
I love that ad for The Amazing World of Psychic Phenomena.
Yeah. The most incredible displays of psychic power ever filmed. I think I saw that on Creature Double Feature. Every once in a while, instead, like they'd play one of these pseudo documentary movies that were absolutely mind-numbingly terrifying.
Oh yeah, Sun Classics usually produce them. I
Yeah,
don't think
like
they
what?
produced this one, but it was typically like In Search of Historic Jesus,
Yep.
In Search of Noah's Ark,
Beyond and Back. Remember that one?
Beyond and Back. Holy shit, my grandma took me to see that at a matinee. It scared the living hell out of me.
Same. It was, oh, and it was all these just people telling story. You know how they do it nowadays on reality shows where they tell a story of a crime or something that happened, but in this case, it's something supernatural, and they'd reenact it with
Right,
actors in the
yeah.
movie, and it was just they were the freakiest stories.
He's like, I died in the operating room and I woke up and I walked out of the hospital and I couldn't touch anything.
Yeah.
They would show like somebody doing that. And I'm like, oh, could that be true? And my grandma's like, oh yeah, totally.
All right, here's some more. We've got what is this? Exclusive showing. Mandingo lit the fuse. Drum is the explosion. Tunnel vision silent movie. But look at this. This is what I liked is what caught my eye was to get two classics together for the first time, Easy Rider and Vanishing Point. Now that's a
Yeah,
double feature
that's exciting.
right there. And then you get Embryo.
Oh, I see Manson. That's a great documentary.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Oh, the truth behind Sharon Tate's massacre. Playing next to Blazing Saddles. JD's Revenge. What a great, it's so amazing. I just love looking at these. And then we've got another one, a four pack here.
Coffee with the Mac. That's amazing. Coffee is just aces all around.
Oh yeah, that's a Pam Grier movie, Owen.
Yes. Looks like Pam Graham, even though it's black and white.
Oh yeah, there you go. You can see her name. I can't see as my camera's in the way, so
I
I know you're getting.
can just tell. She's huge in the 70s. Pam Grier was
Yeah.
everywhere.
No, it's funny. My wife did not remember this. I never actually saw Hugo, but I remember there were ads for it, and it was like Marie the Osmonds did the voices of them. Did you guys
Yeah.
see this one?
Marie and Jimmy. It's not even Donnie, it's Jimmy.
Right, right.
Paul Lind, stellar.
Yeah, Burl Ives.
Pearl, I honestly believe that even just a little bit of Ives is enough to transform you inside.
Ives without a face. And that is the end of
Hugo.
what's from
Why do I feel?
Embryo. So let's take a quick look. Well, let me look at my notes before we get into the thing. Um, This filmed on a low budget in under a month, although I couldn't find what the budget was. Um, it's developed a cult fall. What are you giggling about?
It's like the tagline of the film, from nothing to film in 30 days.
Right. Yes. So it was, yeah, like you said, it was the post-Exorcist boom of science versus morality horror. Rock Hudson later admitted that he really didn't understand the script. All right, so let's take a quick look at our socials and see. Here we go. Frank said curses. And we don't have any on YouTube as far as I can tell. So, all right, what do you guys guess, Bill and Owen?
What do I think about it?
What was
Yeah.
Rock Hudson's Flintstone's name?
Oh, Rock Hudson.
Nope.
He
Well,
already had in his name. They would never change it. I think it's a trick question.
Nope.
was it Rock Hudstone?
Nope. It was Rock Quarry.
Oh God.
He already had the pun built in. They should have just
I
called him.
know.
Rock Quarry.
Oh. There was this. I'm not going to go into it. It's a long joke and it's not that funny. It's only funny if you read it. All right. So, anything else you guys want to say about this movie before we get into our final thoughts?
Uh,
I
Nope.
loved it. It was much better than Cats. I'm going to see it again and again. I think it's really kind of it's one of those movies that's hiding in plain sight because nobody talks about this movie. It was never really like off the charts successful, you know. In fact, I think it's just pretty much considered a bomb in its day anyway. And I don't really hear people talking about it to this day. It doesn't endure the way some movies do from the 70s, and it hasn't been rediscovered the way some movies from the 70s get later.
Right.
So maybe it's just lying in wait, hiding, waiting for someone to say, you know what, that was a really good movie. But I don't know. There's just something that just fizzled out in this film for me, even though it was kind of exciting. And you know, anything that includes um a canine serial killer or whatever, however you would classify that, the dog murders another dog and then covers up the crime. That's pretty interesting. So I think there's some joy to be mined from this film after all.
So, would you say those are your final thoughts on it, or would you recommend it to anyone?
Sure.
yeah,
Sounds like we got a gun to his head.
sure.
Go ahead, watch it. I dare you. Embryo, starring Rock Hudson.
Owen, why don't you give us your final thoughts and anything else you want to say?
Yeah, the movie's a bit all over the place. I wish they did more with her being kind of a super genius and played that up more, or maybe have her age like Benjamin Button. Like all of a sudden
Yeah.
gets really old quick, something like
She
that.
did though.
But she didn't. Oh, that's right. The very, very. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. But I just think they could have did more with this movie with a lot of the plot content that they had. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
it was you could tell the actors were just phoning it in as well. So,
Yeah, I have to agree with that. It just seemed
Yeah.
kind of like the concept was there, but the script was not. And it has some really heady ideas, like, you know, just like Rigor, you said earlier that these movies are about people that never thought to stop and ask themselves, should they do it?
Right.
They just like, could I do it? Sure, I could, which is of course the Frankenstein thing
and Rock Hudson
happening.
plays more of a, I would say, ethical scientist than most of these kind of movies.
Yeah.
Most of them are all about their ego, or they know it's dangerous, but they can't lose their funding and all this and that. And You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was more like he tried to save a dog he hit. You know, he wanted premature babies not to die. So
Yeah.
he had a little more ethical than I think some of those crazy movies have with their scientists.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't like the reanimator, Herbert West, you know?
Right, right.
But the result was the same.
That's true.
You just try to play God. That's what happens, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She got
Like I
really
said,
mean and she hurt people.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie this time around. It occurred to me when you guys mentioned, one of you, I forget who, mentioned the ending of the film. Well, we were talking about how she gets old. That reminded me of the ending of The Terror with Jack Nicholson. If you guys, the
Yeah.
Roger Corman film, that ending, when I saw that as a kid, man, the old lady gets struck by lightning and her face melts away. That scared the shit out of me. I've had nightmares for that for years. So when I saw it again this time, I was like, oh, okay, that's why I didn't like this movie.
Uh,
It was very similar. But I think it fit in great with our, technology gone bad theme tonight. Like I said at the top, I think it's the weakest of the four. So if you had to skip one, you could probably skip this
Yeah.
one. I wouldn't, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but if you're a completist and you've seen them all, go ahead. Like Bill said, have at it. All right, folks. So we're going to take a break, and when we return, we're going to discuss The Stepford Wives from 1975 and Westworld from 1973. And I'm going to put the graphic up now.
Could be.
Come on, where did you go? There we go. Okay, here we go. Welcome back. Here's my notes, and I'm gonna just check folks. See if you've got any more comments. Feel free to chime in, folks. And don't forget, if you missed it at the top of the hour, our next month we will not be doing a show in December, but we'll be returning in January, and we're gonna pick movies that horror movies that we maybe haven't seen before, but would like to, or have been meaning to, or that kind of thing. And I figure we'll probably all throw, the three of us, maybe Dantes if he's still around, we'll throw some stuff together and figure out what we can talk about. So, anyways, welcome back, gentlemen. Now we can discuss the Stepford Wives from 1975. And here's the synopsis. Welcome to Stepford, the Connecticut suburb where the lawns are perfect, the men are smug, and the women act like they're auditioning for a very creepy detergent commercial. Joanna Eberhardt shows up expecting tennis clubs and wine gossip. Instead, she finds out every wife in town behaves like a lobotomized Barbie with a type A cleaning fetish. As Joanna snoops around, she discovers the Men's Association is less a hangout and more a DIY murder and replace club. They're quietly swapping the real wives for robotic replicas who smile too much, agree with everything, and never, ever talk back. Basically, the fantasy of every insecure 1970s husband brought to mechanical life. What makes it funny now is how blatant the red flags are. Joanna's best friend goes from sarcastic to Stepford brainwashed overnight. The husbands all look like they're hiding bodies behind their mustaches, and the big reveal plays like a parody of mid-century gender panic. It's satire wrapped in horror, dipped in social commentary, and served at room temperature with a side of, wow, men were really like this.
Yeah.
All right, first impressions. Bill, when did you first see this, and what was your first impression?
I don't remember. I must have seen it on TV. I was young when I first saw it, and again, I was too young to really understand what they were going for, what the movie was even about. Um, all I remember is the robotic Joanna at the end. We are spoiling things here, so and you
Yeah,
already spoiled it in the synopsis
I
with them.
know.
They're being replaced. I mean, that's a question that the movie has right up until the end because she doesn't know that that's
Right.
really what's happening. She starts to suspect, but she never suspects robots. She suspects something, but
Yeah.
it's never robots. At least that's the idea I get. And it is pretty shocking at the end. It's goofy too. Like I don't know. I don't think you were ever really intended to take the Stepford Wives literally. Um,
Right.
it was more just like a funny sort of, satire about the questions that we were having about gender at the time.
Right. And
And
the women's movement and all that.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
and this a first viewing for you?
Yes, it was. And yeah, the heavy tones of that, like, the feminist movement, like, it's supposed to take it with a grain of salt. They don't replace them with robots, but in some people's eyes, that's what conservative men want to do. That'd be the perfect wife, right? You know what I mean? Like, so you can see that like undertone, and I see why it's like. I mean, the Stepford Wives is kind of a cult classic. Like you hear it all the time. People say it in social situations all the time when someone's obeying their husband. Like, what are you, a Stepford wife? You know?
Oh, really? I've never heard that. That's
Oh
funny.
yeah, I hear it all the time, like online or just in parties or whatnot. But
So did you know the twist?
I've heard. I did kind of to only be more so because remember how there was a Nicole Kidman remake
Given the remake, yeah.
about 10 years ago or something, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
And that kinda gave me like, it reintroduced me to it because I've heard of it before, and I knew the cultural aspect of it, but then that movie came out, and I was like, "Oh, they were, like, replacing them with robots. Okay, now I get it," you know?
Yeah.
But I do wonder about the like, they couldn't perfect the eyes or something, right? Is that the message at the end? Notice how he had to draw her eyes more, the sculptor, right? He was
Oh
making
yeah.
so that they could make
Yeah.
it, and then at the end, it was like it was her eyes that like he attacked at the end there. You know what I mean?
The
Yeah,
robot was missing the eyes, and
I guess
then
that's the one thing they couldn't perfect to make him look human, so they had to take the real eyes from the
that's
wife.
right. Yes.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, spoiler alert, but
yeah, I mean, I never really thought about that, but that seems to be exactly what they're saying. Maybe that just went over my
yeah,
head.
that stuck
You
out
know,
to me
30
Yeah.
years,
at the
40
end.
years.
That's funny. Yeah, this movie was big in my house when I was a kid. I remember actually all three of these, all four, except for Embryo, not so much. But my parents talked about these movies all the time. We watched them when they came on. We knew the actors. I mean, Paula Prentice is in this, and we'll talk about her in a minute. But she's got a connection to Westworld that's really fascinating. But yeah, this was not what it was not quite like Demon Seed, where it's like how the future's going to be. It's
Right,
like this. I can't tell whether it's pro-feminist or anti-fem. You know what I mean? Like it
right,
goes so far over the map on everything that it just lets you try to figure it out.
Yeah. It's more of like I said, a satire of the whole uh, movement on both sides.
right,
Yeah,
Because there was like, for once, it finally asks the question, like, how far will men go to
yeah,
to have the perfect wife? Would you be willing to let this human being that you know, and presumably like you fell in love with this human being and you got married to her, would you be willing to murder her if it meant that you could replace her with a robot that just looked exactly like her and it would never give you any shit? And, it's really just outrageous to think that people would go for that.
right.
So
what's
it's
great
got to
is
be a satire.
when you go back, like when I watched it this time around, I noticed the main husband, was it Peter, I think?
Yes,
When they don't ever come out and tell you what it is, what they're doing to these women. But you see his reaction when he finds out what's going to happen. He's like almost in tears and he's almost ready to move away. I think he was talking to her about moving away. And it was like
Yeah.
I think he was getting cold feet. He's like, oh my God, they're going to kill her and replace her with a robot.
Yeah.
yeah, they don't really. Do they fig? I forget. Do how does it end with him?
He's just one of the boys again now.
Yeah.
Because the other one went haywire, right? Do you want some coffee? Do you want some coffee? Do you want some coffee?
I'll die if I don't get that
I mean,
recipe.
he's fine that his wife is now a robot. It
I think
seems.
he came to accept it. Yeah.
He
Yeah,
probably had to because like after you got to a certain point and you knew all that shit, you think they're gonna let you go.
too.
Right.
Right.
You think you're gonna be able to just walk away from that and they're not gonna kill
Yeah.
you.
No.
Right.
So it was either both of them or just her. And he just chose
All
just
right.
her.
I'll take the
That's
hot
funny.
robot wife.
But this was, I used to confuse this too with Valley of the Dolls when I was a kid. Because, like you said, Bill, it's like I really didn't get what was going on in these movies. So a lot of them I got
Yeah.
confused. But it was directed by Brian Forbes, who did Seance on a Wet Afternoon and The Whisperers and Deadfall. Not a traditional horror director, but he did excel at atmospheric psychological tension. It was written by William Goldman, who is the legendary writer behind Marathon Man, Magic, The Princess
Okay.
Bride, and Misery. And it's based on the Ira Levin novel. Who Ira Levin, if you don't know, he wrote Rosemary's Baby and Boys from Brazil. Oh yeah, Sliver too, which was a terrible movie, but
The
and then
book is different than the film too.
yeah, what happens in the book?
The ending of the movie is different. I mean, it's still the same result, but they never really come out and tell you that whole scene at the end of the film, the spooky haunted house part where she's like in the men's association and it's
Yeah.
storming and she has a fire poker. That was not in the book.
Hmm.
In the book, Bobby kills her. And
Oh.
they never really come out and say that it happened. It's just like they show you like it's just like edging right up to it, and it's written from her perspective. So she's like she's like, it couldn't possibly be Bobby. Bobby couldn't hurt me. Bobby's my friend. Like she was gonna cut herself so and bleed so that Joanna would believe that she was a human being. But she kept selling it. She's like, come closer, like get close. She had this big knife. So you just assume that she killed her. And at the end of that final scene in the grocery store where she's like walking through like
Yeah.
she looks so uncomfortable in those clothes too. Weren't those clothes ridiculous?
They were.
Yeah.
Come on.
That was the like that was more 80s, I thought.
It was not. I think it was because Nanette Newman she was married to the studio head or the director, and he like completely re-evaluated what a Stepford wife would look like. Like his I don't know. I just can't imagine that. Is that what you think of as the perfect woman? Would she look like this movie?
No.
So
No, it's actually I misspoke. I didn't mean to say 80s. I meant 50s because that's what I think the ideal American housewife was the 1950s look.
Stepford wives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is it with these movies that when someone has, whatever, a little bit of a traumatic experience, they drive like a maniac. They can't even think straight. They can't stop for a school bus or they got to smash into cars or drive off cliffs. Like, oh, I just saw someone murdered. I gotta go drive off a cliff.
You don't know what she'll do. I guess that's the point. What will she do?
Oh,
Uh,
that's funny. So Catherine Ross was played by I'm sorry, so Catherine Ross played Joanna Eberhardt, who was also in The Graduate, and she was in The Legacy, which is a good horror movie. Donnie Darko, which I don't know. I couldn't
uh,
get to that movie.
I watched it 3 times to try to figure it out.
Then of course we've got, as I mentioned at the top, Paula Prentice. Um, she played Bobby Marco, and she appeared in The Parallax View, and of course here Stepford Wives. She's married to Richard Benjamin, who's the main character in Westworld, that
Oh,
we'll discuss after this movie. Paula Prentice and Richard Benjamin have been married since October 26th of 1961. So as of 2025, they've been married for 64 years. That's insane.
wow. Wow.
I heard them on a podcast recently too. I think within the past year or two. It was kind of funny. And I thought it was kind of ironic that I happened to just pick two movies that both were in that I
Right.
didn't even realize till I started putting things together. Um, Anything else you want to say about the cast or creators, Bill, before we go to the newspaper ads?
I fucking love Bobby in this movie. She is so incredible. And of course, the moment that she's transformed into a Stepford wife, it's like an invasion of the body snatchers
Yeah.
when the fake Elizabeth is suddenly there and you're like, ooh, no, it's not her, it's a pod. Well, this is exactly what happens to Bobby in the movie, and she's like the funniest, cutest person in the entire movie, and then she gets zonked and turned into a Stepford wife. She's like, he turned me loose in Bergdorf's and I went crazy.
Yeah.
Those new clothes. She's like, if you tell me you don't like this, I'm putting my head in the oven. She's still programmed to talk like Bobby, but it's not her.
She reminded me of Jamie Lee Curtis's friend in Halloween. What was her name?
Annie.
Yes, Annie.
She is very, and that's a great call.
Yeah.
Paula Prentice is just stunning in this film.
I was waiting for her to go totally.
Of course, like we get, since it does vary from the book, we get that wonderful scene where she goes nuts in her kitchen and she's
Yeah.
like, I thought we were friends. I thought we were friends. She's genuinely confused about what has just happened.
That's funny. All right, so let's get into some of these ads here, shall we? And share. I'm getting better at that. I can't read that thing because there's a menu in the way. Something about I don't know. Do you one of you guys want to read that?
Owen,
Yeah, I got it. Something strange is happening in the town of Stepford. where the men spend the nights doing something secret and every woman acts like every man's dream of the perfect wife. Where a young woman watches the dream become a nightmare and sees the nightmare engulf her best friend and realize that any moment, any second, her turn is coming.
Jesus Christ, that's the entire movie right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just wonder if her time comes or not.
A
Now
very
see it
modern
play
suspense
out.
story.
Let's take what you just experienced and stretch it out over 90 minutes.
That's funny. Oh my God. So you know what I was thinking between when we took our break was that I don't think any of these movies were re-released in with different titles,
No.
which is interesting.
No.
I
I
think they
thought
Uh,
were a little bit more mainstream than say that again?
I thought possibly Demon Seed or Embryo would,
Right.
but
Embryo did have another title. It was called Created to Kill.
Oh.
I
uh,
can't find it anywhere though. Like I
hmm.
couldn't find it playing. I did look for it, but I couldn't find it playing under that title. So it might have been
Interesting.
on video that they changed the title.
Oh, maybe, yeah. So we've got
Stepford Wives, though, I mean, that was like that was a property. It was already a novel
right.
before it was a film, and after you've already opened the movie at its pinnacle. Like changing the title isn't gonna
It's like
convince
Lord of the
people
Rings
yet.
or something.
That's a good point, yeah. So look, it's playing with Tales from the Crypt.
Love it. Poor Joan Collins.
I know. I love Joan Collins.
She just wanted to murder her husband. I mean, is that so wrong?
I mean,
Right.
man.
What was the I was gonna mention last movie. Oh, the Rock Hudson movie I love is him and Patrick McGowan in for no Ice Station Zebra. That's a really good movie.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's very good. Look at The Big Risk. First Run Kung Fu. That's awesome. Queenie Kong is one of the actors in it. King Kong's niece.
English subtitles for the
Yay.
Kung Fu movies.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. We've got some more here. Yeah, look at the tons of like Kung Fu, Burt Reynolds, and then you've got Kono Yo no Hana, Five Tough Guys.
Grizzly
Some of
Adams.
these, I saw one and I can't remember where it is, but it was like I knew the actors. I'm like, oh my God, I've been talking about them on the other show, The East Meets the West.
Wanda Connie 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
It's the goo.
And,
The Mechanic, one of the best endings to a movie ever.
oh my God, Charles Bronson. He's awesome. Freebie and the Bean. That's a funny movie. All right, let's go to the next page here. We've got more cool stuff here. Mendingo. The Iger sanction. That's Clint Eastwood. That's a good one. Look at this one. I want to see this one. The Ghostly Face. What is the secret of the Ghostly Face? Filmed
What
in
is
Indonesia in blazing color. I thought I said sleazing color.
It's it's gonna sleaze its way up to you and say, "Hey, baby, check out my ghostly face."
But look at these movies, man. Men Without Tomorrows, Night of the Devil's Bride. Oh, Lo Lee. That's what I know who that guy is.
You see this ghostly face?
Yeah. You go see Shampoo with Warren Beatty and then stay for Stepford Wives.
Dave the Locust?
Speaking of Karen Black,
Yeah.
mm,
Bug and Phase
stop. It's a
4.
bug. Uh, okay, go no further. That's where we're going to see Bug, followed by Phase 4.
It's the
That
pig
what a
with
double feature.
your eyes closed.
Yeah, we
William
talked about those
Castle.
two, didn't we, Bill? I think we
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
we definitely did. The gimmick that William Castle wanted for Bug, what he didn't get to do. I think that was one of the last films that William Castle produced
Yeah.
before he died. But he wanted to have a gimmick where there were windshield wipers under the theater seat that would brush up against your legs when
Ah,
bug scenes were happening. So it was like bugs were climbing on you.
That's
that's
hilarious.
Absolute genius. It never
uh,
happened, so,
Oh,
sadly.
too bad. He had some good ones. The Tingler. I wish I could have been at a viewing of The Tingler.
He
Uh,
also produced another Ira Levin story, Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby, yep. He wanted to direct it. They wouldn't let him direct
I
it.
know. Thank God. Thank God they didn't let him.
I know. Look at this one, Scum of the Earth.
Oh, I love that's SF Brownrigg, one of my favorite directors, Scum of the
Really?
Earth. Yeah. Later released as Poor White Trash Part 2.
Oh, okay. We've talked about this.
Yeah, there's a beautiful restoration that Grindhouse Releasing just did not too long ago. I got to see it at the Monsterama. You were there, weren't you at that one?
No, I didn't see
No,
Scum.
you didn't go to that one. Damn it. Well, it was just stunning to see it on the big screen. And there's going to be a Blu-ray release shortly. I'm expecting, I don't know. I'm surprised it's not available yet. When it
Hmm.
comes out, there's an ad gallery special feature I did for it with the
Oh,
movie's
awesome.
ad campaign.
When you get the link, send it my way.
I will.
Awesome. Awesome.
the Savage is loose.
Stepford Wives.
That's a creepy movie. Incest coming from George C. Scott.
Oh, gross. Blazing Saddles. George C. Scott. Was he the one? Was he in The Illustrated Man?
No, that was Rod Steiger.
Rod Steiger. I always get those two confused. Excuse me. Oh, look at this one. So I saw this one, and you guys may or may not know. I used to collect Japanese cartoons, now called anime, back when you could only get them on VHS tape and you couldn't get them translated into English, and we'd try and figure out what they were. And a lot of them were based on their comics called manga. Golgo 13 was one of them, and you may know to recognize that as The Professional with
Natalie Portman and
Natalie Portman and what's his name?
Sean
Um, that's
Jean
based on Golgo 13 also. He's the professional.
Renee something.
And I didn't realize they had made a different live action Golgo 13 film. I remember watching that as cartoons. Like I may still have some on videotape somewhere. And then there's Night of the Living Dead and the Stepford Wives, plus all the Young Wives. So did you guys know there? Now I looked it up. There was two TV movie sequels to this to Stepford Wives. There was Revenge
Yeah.
of the Stepford Wives, then there was the Stepford Husband and the Stepford Children.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the rare occasions where, and also the sequel to Rosemary's Baby was made for TV.
Yeah, whatever
That's
happened to
two
those?
Ira Levin stories that got turned and sequelized on television.
That's
Strange
funny.
trend. And they totally retconned the entire concept, by the way. In Revenge of the Stepford Wives, there was no murder in that version of it. All they were doing was drugging the women. They got these special pills, and at a certain time in the town, there'd be a whistle, like an air raid sound would go off. But that was like a psychological trigger for these women to take more pills,
Oh,
and
Wow,
gee.
everybody would take the pills at the same time. So, they could go back to normal. They were not murdered and
Oh,
replaced
that's
with
stupid.
robots. Yeah. Don Johnson's in it, and so is Julie Kavner,
Oh, wow.
Marge Simpson herself.
That's funny.
Julie Cav.
So, what does this say? It says also encouraging to find a male novelist with such sympathy with the women's cause that he's found his inspiration for the horrific triggered by TV commercial type of brainwashing that typifies the average American housewife.
That's a really nasty thing to say. It typifies this average American housewife. That's a really nasty thing to say.
Only in the 70s could you get away with that.
Even if it's true, you shouldn't say that thing. Don't
Here's another
say
one.
that.
from a British paper, "Sty in the eye of the chauvinist pig." Oh man.
This is like middle finger up. I didn't know this movie was so politically charged.
Apparently, yeah. So this I thought was a cool shot of the group of them. Tina Louise, by the way, is one of them. Ginger
Yeah,
from Gilligan's Island.
she sure is.
It was
She's
fun.
another one. Like she's really super funny and aggressively strange
Mm,
before she gets turned into a Stepford wife. And then they tear up her tennis court, like her clay tennis court or something.
right.
She spent a whole bunch of money to make, and then she's like, "Oh, I don't care about that anymore.
Yeah.
I want a pool." They're like, "Wait a minute, you paid a lot of money for this. Why did you have this torn up?"
I know.
I am a
We
Stepford wife now.
the house, as Owen knows, the house we bought happens to have a tennis court, which is, I know it's odd. We're not like tennis people, but and I was like, oh my God, I could never do that to the tennis court. And I didn't even pay for it.
You like having it,
Yeah, yeah.
Make it
Like,
pickleball.
oh yeah. I keep hearing about pickleball, but I don't know what it is.
but you use it, right? You go play on the
It's
tennis
tennis
court.
with
I haven't yet. The kids have. I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
It's got
It's
like
not
this
just
giant roller thing that you need to keep rolling it to maintain it and keep it flat so it doesn't like have like you get puddles from rain and stuff.
Yeah, I know that's a commitment to have that.
Yeah.
So it's not just sitting there abandoned like Terminator 2.
You
No.
should you should throw cage matches in there.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, like
We
W.
got chickens. We'll have the chickens fight in there.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, Michael
So
Vick.
here's there you go.
Look at her
Here's
makeup table.
I know.
She has this elaborate makeup table now. This is ostensibly the Stepford Catherine Ross sitting there,
Yes. Yeah.
the robot. But she had that mysterious thing. I could never understand that as a child. There were like several women that were in my life had makeup tables like this or the light, and I would go look at it, and they were like, "Well, this is what it is. This is what you look like in the evening, and this
Yeah.
is what you look like in daylight." I was like, "What's the difference?" I couldn't figure it out. She
I know.
knows though.
That's funny.
Pam Grier, Sheba baby,
Pam Grier.
sugar
So
hill.
there's some cool ones there. Great Waldo Pepper. I think I saw that on Channel 56 once. Live it a
Sheba
little,
Babe,
feel
Sheba
a lot.
Baby is um
Oops.
made in Louisville. William Girdler. That's a William
Oh
Girdler
yeah.
film.
I love William Girdler. I haven't seen that one. Huh.
It's not great, I have to say. Like of all Pam Grier's action films from the 70s, like Sheba Baby, it's not that it's bad. It's just not as good as Coffee or even Foxy Brown. Uh,
Mm.
there's better stuff that she's been in. But Sugar Hill is amazing. Marky
That's one of
B.
my favorites.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Robert
We're,
Quarry, super villainous.
oh my God. We're gonna have to cover that here because I don't think we have.
I'm in.
Oh, and you're gonna love Sugar Hill and Race with the Devil. That's a great one too. With the Legend of Hell House that we just mentioned, Roddy McDowell was in.
Super scary Race with the Devil.
Yeah.
I remember being really shocked because there's a dog dies horribly in it. It's like hanging on the side of their camper. And also there's, not a happy ending in sight.
No. The race, that's one of my mother's all-time favorite movies. Race, and I watched that growing up like a zillion times. So White Line Fever playing with Stepford Wives. Shampoo was getting a lot. Mr. Majestic.
There's Deep Throat again.
Yeah. Devil and Miss Jones.
Owen was there.
Oh, and you saw that Deep Throat in the theater
Yeah,
there?
the
Shorthand.
Stoneham. I
The Devil and Miss Jones. That's a
Yeah.
crazy movie.
I
Have you guys seen it?
think I've seen like part three or something once.
Oh no, the original is amazing.
That's funny.
Silent Stranger.
Here we go. This is a great one. I think this is one you sent me, Bill. Maybe not. No, because the first one was. This was one I got out of Los Angeles Times.
Yeah, this is yours.
And it's funny because I came across it because I was thinking as I'm looking at Los Angeles Times, I'm like, Los Angeles Times sucks. I never find any good ads. And then the very next page was this. I'm like, all right, I stand corrected. But here's
Yeah,
Tina Louise. She teams up with
Stepford
Catherine
wife,
Ross.
Tina
Stepford Wife.
Louise.
Huh?
She's a Stepford wife.
Yeah. And let's see. I still like I never mind.
That antique show is a month. That
All
antique
right.
show there is a week before my birthday.
Hmm.
Rosebud.
My first
Wh-
birthday.
What was?
Your first birthday.
Antique show like a week before my I was born.
Oh, that's funny. Where I don't see it. Oh, there we go. Oh
Antique
wow.
show with the fish.
That's cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why you don't haven't seen a lot of these because you
That's
are
a
young.
in mass. Wow.
You're younger. Youngster. Get off
X
my
was
lawn.
never like this. X was never like this. Emmanuel.
Rosebud. Capone.
Young
The
Frankenstein. Great movie.
reincarnation of Peter Proud. That one
That's a
always
creepy
bothered me.
one.
Yeah.
Earthquake. I think I saw Earthquake.
Here we go. The Starlight Drive-In in North Reading, the White Lightning and Thunderbolt and Lightfoot.
Trip with the
Nice.
teacher and the babysitter and the young graduates. Trip with the teacher is pretty it's a little Last House on the Leftish.
Ooh, the babysitter and the young graduate. Interesting. Oh, we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. Stepford Wife with Straw Dogs. Ooh, that would be a good double feature.
Bold.
Nice. All right, let's go to the next page. Oh, here's this one I mentioned earlier. I knew it was going to come up again. Bruce Lee and I. The most exciting kung fu picture ever directed by Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee and I. I just don't know. It's playing with Fred Williamson's Black Eye, but I don't know how accurate that is because they made a lot of like Bruce Lee only made like 3 or 4 films. And he did the Green Hornet and all that, but he didn't make a ton of movies. And then they kept having these knockoff ones.
Directed by Bruce Lee, it says.
Yeah, so I don't know how accurate that is. And there's Trip with the Teacher. Well, it's playing everywhere. Is this a they force her to commit the ultimate sacrifice?
That was a big Crown International film, Trip with the
Hmm.
Teacher.
Interesting. The young divorcees. All right, get through this. We've got John Cassavetes in A Woman Under the Influence. What do we got up here? Oh, Stepford Wives is up here. Catherine Ross is a semi-professional photographer who moves with her family to a New England suburb and discovers sinister influence in the town. Currently being showed at theaters in the area. I would love to know, like, I would love to have seen this in the movies and not known anything about it. And I would love to have seen people's reactions to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is hard to put yourself there because it's so familiar now. Like
Right.
everybody knows what it means to be a Stepford wife now. So
Yeah.
before it was a household word. To be among the first group of people that were shocked by eyeless Catherine Ross.
Right. Yeah, because it was like, um, I don't know what I was gonna say. They couldn't have imagined it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what is wrong with them? And then, oh my God, what? They're robots? Here we go. Messiah of Evil. I don't think there's any
Ah,
Stepford on this page, but I had to grab that one for you, Bill.
oh, you know how much I love that movie.
Yeah.
The Flesh
Messiah.
and Blood show is okay too. That's a Pete Walker film.
That's the one with Tristan Rogers from General Hospital, who just died last year.
Aw, bummer.
Yeah, Robert Scorpio is no more. Yeah, and the rest of this is all porno films. The Love Bus.
Soon we'll be making another run.
In and or all around it is the Street Fighter with Sonny Chiba. That's weird. Why is that rated X? That's not a porno film. Hmm, I don't know. All right, let's see what do we got here. Oh, we've got again this the same one. I wasn't sure. I was getting a little bleary-eyed when I was cutting these out.
I can't see that.
Yeah. It was like I wrote like three articles this morning before I did that. So that's the end of the newspaper ads we have for there. So let's go check and see if there's been any comments. Have you seen it? You guys seen any comments? No.
No.
Okay. All right. So let's get back to it. So all right. So I scanned in a bunch of newspapers, and I'm not gonna read the whole thing here, but I had the chat kind of boil it down for me. And basically, according to the articles that were coming out, the critics in the mid 70s saw Stepford Wives as both a sly feminist nightmare and a strangely underestimated thriller. One reviewer called it a four-year-old gothic thriller based on a novel by Ira Levin, and noted how Brian Forbes kept the film light and relaxed for the first half before letting the dread seep in. So I guess they were getting it, unlike Demon Seed, where they were kind of laughing at it. And one
Okay.
reviewer was like, what all the pieces agree on is that, I'm sorry, what all the pieces agree on is that the film hits harder than its glossy surface suggests, a suburban horror story disguised as a polite thriller, still sharp enough that one reviewer warned to reveal more would be to give the crucial game away. So they were pretty good, I guess, about keeping the secret of it. I talked about that already. Yeah, so we talked about the sequels. Are they any good, Bill? Like Beyond Revenge? Have you seen the Stepford Husbands or the Stepford
Oh,
Children?
I have seen the Stepford Children. I did not see the Stepford Husband. So sorry, I skipped that one. But The Revenge of the Stepford Wives was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
It
funny.
was really I think that though the guy who played Dez in this movie, he does come back in the sequel. And there's a great scene where all of the women in the town are suddenly liberated from the control of these mind-altering drugs because I think Julie Kavner like fucks with it or something, and she ruins the whole thing, and everybody chases him and like kicks him to death. All these
Oh
women
my
or something.
God.
It's like suddenly last summer, like they just like descend on him and tear him apart.
That's
That's
horrible.
amazing. It's
All
pretty
right, so
bad.
let's do our final thoughts on this. Owen, why don't you give us your final thoughts on the Stepford Wives now that you've finally seen it?
Yeah, I mean, I can see the just the idea around it being just so unique that that's why it's lasted for a long time. That's why it became a cult classic. I'd recommend it to people, especially if they don't know what they're getting into. You know, but it's just silly at times. You know, I just think they can't. They wouldn't be able to really get away with it. I kept saying while I'm watching it, I'm like, there's just too many husbands wouldn't go for this. You know what I mean? Somebody would escape or you know and tell the outside world. But that's neither here or there. They didn't want to put that in the movie plot armor, as you would call it.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'd recommend it. You know, the acting's good in it. You could always feel suspense from basically right away. You knew something was up, but just not 100% sure what. But you knew something was going on, and I like the way they build it up to it. So good movie.
Excellent. Bill?
I like to ask real world questions in situations like this. And the thing that I kept asking was like, okay, so now come up with this scenario where they are now married to robots. Like, what is the legal status of a robot? Number one. And what happens when all of a sudden the men are 90 years old and this robot is still a 30 something year old woman? Like eventually do they have to like fake murder the robot and bury it and say sorry she died? Like there's so many questions
Yes.
living with a robot and the ramifications of choosing this automaton lifestyle, shall we say. And I can't stop thinking about that stuff.
That's
It's
funny.
it
Well,
sticks
in
with me.
you've probably never seen the British comedy Red Dwarf. It's a science fiction comedy, been on since the 80s. And the main character is the last human being alive. And then there's a few other characters, but one of them is a hologram. And what they explain is because the actors are all getting older, they've been doing it since 1988, is that the computer purposely ages the hologram just so the human guy doesn't lose his mind. So he ages with him. So you could say that their scientist probably does that to the robots.
I got you.
I guess. I mean, if he could, that's true. If he could come up with something that was so convincing as to pass for a human being, then he could definitely just keep making a new face that gets
Yeah.
older and older.
Then you just decommission one and reuse it for a younger model.
Well, yeah. And
You finish it.
you'd have to make sure you did that before you yourself died, because then
That's
family
true.
members might step in and try and bury this thing. They're like, it's a robot. It's not a human being.
It kind of has shades of oh, what's
Cremated.
the one that we talked about? I know you love it, Bill. The one where it's the town with Chico and the man there.
Dead
I
and
keep
buried.
yes, Dead and Buried. It's kind of has Dead and Buried vibes, you know?
Yeah, that's the whole nightmarish scenario, is that ultimately there's one person in charge of all these people, and that's Dez, this bitter ex-Disneyland employee.
Yeah.
That's a red flag right there. He worked for Disney.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is interesting. And then because, Disney is, I think, an influence on this next movie that we're going to talk about. But I just want to say
Hmm.
I do love this movie. I thought it was very well done. I'm glad I watched it all the way through. I hadn't seen it in ages. And I mean, at this point, if you're still watching us, you know what the twist is. But if you maybe watch it with someone who doesn't know what the twist is, let us know how that turned out because I really would like to know what people think about it. If it is part of our pop culture. So, all right, now we're going to talk about Westworld from 1973, which was reportedly inspired by a trip that Michael Crichton had to Disney once. The synopsis is before HBO turned it into a therapy session about consciousness and cowboy nihilism, Westworld was a simple story about rich tourists who wanted to shoot robots without consequences, then got those consequences in bulk. It's basically the world's most expensive escape room if the escape room suddenly decided it wanted you dead. When the androids in Delos's Old West Park malfunction, things go sideways fast. Gunslingers start firing back, barmaids glitch mid-flirt, and Yul Brynner shows up as the world's most committed laser-eyed Terminator in Spurs. The guests discover that the only thing worse than a robot programmed to lose is a robot that stops losing. The movie plays it straight, but it's hilarious in hindsight. The scientists lose control because someone fell asleep at the monitor. The park staff respond to the crisis by panicking like interns on their first day. And Brenner stalks the heroes with the expression of a man who's genuinely annoyed his vacation got interrupted. It's lean, mean, and still one of the best We Should Not Build This warnings ever filmed. So first impressions, Bill, why don't you tell us when did you first see this one?
I don't remember when I saw Westworld. I think it was another TV watch, to be honest, and it was pretty shocking. I remember thinking like how shocking the Yul Brynner character was, especially, and of course, there are all sorts of parallels now that characters that were influenced by the Yul Brynner character, like the Terminator you mentioned, and
Right.
also Michael Myers, who
Oh,
was
yeah.
also apparently Yul Brynner was John Carpenter's inspiration for the character of Michael Myers, just
Wow.
because he just never stops. He keeps coming back again and again and again. So, uh, you know, it's just a weird concept. All the movies tonight have had this automaton sort of theme to them, or it in the case of Embryo, sort of a real human being, but not quite.
Right.
That's almost automaton. And this really, I love this idea of the future that we had in 1973. Okay, there would be like this theme park with all these like robots that are so good that they can interact with you. The implication is that they have sex with you,
Yeah.
okay, in this film. So those are good robots. Because that's going to be really creepy. That's a really creepy idea. But it envisions a world where this can possibly happen. And I don't know. I think by the time we got to a place like Westworld for real, we would already know that we shouldn't have done it. So,
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
We're pretty close.
yes.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Owen. No, Owen, did you know it was a 73 movie before an HBO show?
I did, I did, but I didn't know it was so different. And I didn't actually watch the HBO show.
Yeah,
I
I
just
haven't seen it either.
knew it was, you know. Um, but this was like like Bill said, it was more simple, you know. The other thing was a little different, but I I think it was so ahead of its time, you know, for it. You know the term NPC,
Yeah,
non-player.
non-player character. Yeah.
It basically it was their Bible. It was like their coup de grace. It was NPCs take over. It's like
Yeah.
their revolution. They're like, their American Revolution or something. So and the whole Terminator reference was great too. I didn't even think of him like that until they met up with that guy on the golf cart, and he was
Right.
like explained how he is and this and that because I was like he killed him twice already, like whatever, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yes, why don't they just shoot him again? But it's because he was playing the part and he was supposed
Yeah.
to. So interesting movie and just a real heavy imaginative plot. The script was
Yeah.
very imaginative. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, this is one that I definitely saw on TV as a kid. It was big in my house like the other three in this one. It was my parents loved it. We always talked about it. We saw every Richard Benjamin movie that was ever made in the 1970s. Um I got confused. I thought the I don't know if you guys remember a show called Cliffhangers where it was like a different story every week. I thought Westworld was one of them, but there was a show
No.
called Beyond Westworld. And
that's what.
remember how, though, in the movie it was Westworld, Medieval World, and Roman World or something? I
Yes.
thought there was a TV show where it was Westworld one week and then it was a different world, but it wasn't the ones from the movie. But maybe
Well,
that's
the
just in my head.
cliffhangers episode was called the Lost Empire.
Okay.
It was about an underground city. So it wasn't that couldn't have been what you were thinking of because it was that
Wasn't there
story.
Future World?
Yeah, there was a future world. That's a movie. That was one
Oh,
of the
okay.
sequels to Westworld was Future World.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Interesting. But yeah, Beyond Westworld, I don't think it lasted very long. But I'm sure I watched it. So, of course, directed and written by Michael Crichton, who created Jurassic Park, The Andromeda Strain, Coma, Runaway, Looker. That's right, he did Looker.
Yeah.
He also did Sphere, and because I read that book, I read Jurassic Park. His books are good, but you get to a point where, oh, this is where he did all his research. Because then it's
Yeah.
like three chapters of just nothing but research on the topic. And then
Yeah.
he gets back to the story again. But it's funny that you watch Jurassic Park and it's just kind of the same thing.
It's about it's like some sort of amusement park where the inmates start running the asylum.
Yeah. Like what Jeff Goldblum says, he goes, when Pirates of the Caribbean goes down, the pirates don't eat the tourists.
Right.
Oh my God. So we have Yul Brynner, of course, as the gunslinger. And folks at home, if you haven't seen the movie, he's the bald dude. He was, of course, known from The King and I. as well as the Ten Commandments and the Magnificent Seven. He's awesome in this. In fact, I think it was Richard Benjamin said on the podcast I was listening to recently that Yul Brynner trained him how to shoot a gun without blinking, just keeping your eyes open. That was his big thing. He learned how to do that.
You never know when that might come in handy.
Yeah. And of course, we mentioned Richard Benjamin. I think one of his best movies, even though it's wicked stupid, I love it, is Saturday the 14th.
Oh, I love Saturday the 14th.
That's
I
a
love the
great.
part where he's like, honey, this ice is so old. He gets like ice out of the freezer and it's covered in cobwebs. He's like, this
Yeah.
ice is so old. It's just such a weird thing. I'm like, that whole movie is full of scenes like that.
Oh my God. It is. It is. What's his name? I can't even think of his name now. The character actor that's in it, and he's like, he tastes something, he goes, not bad, not good, but not bad. I always quote that to this day. And of course, we've got James Brolin here from the Amityville Horror and Capricorn One, and whose son is famously Josh Brolin. We saw in the Goonies, and we've seen him in a lot of movies lately.
Thanos.
Josh Brolin did a great um young Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black 3.
Yeah, he actually did. Just like what's his name did a great in Austin Powers. Um Rob Lowe did a number two, a young what's his name?
Robert Wagner, yeah.
Ragnar. That's it. That's it. Great Robert Ragnar too.
That's funny. Yeah, I just wrote an article about Heart to Heart for Collider. So,
Hot to hot. Yeah.
um, oh yeah, and Dick Van Patten was in it. That's right. He was the banker. He's the father from Eight Is Enough, and he was the king in Spaceballs.
Became a sheriff. He became a weak sheriff.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, milksop. All right, so Westworld. For some reason, my Westworld pictures were out of order. So let's go with this first one, and then. All right, we're gonna share because Sharon is Karen. All right, and Bill has stepped away for a minute, but we've got this is the one he sent me. Wit, cleverness, good acting by the leads, and ultimate horror to keep one nervously fascinated throughout. I mean, you could see this again, like the other movies tonight. You could see something like this happening, like
Right. I mean, we have that. What's that called? The meta world now, like
yeah.
virtual reality. That's really what it is, virtual reality. But they were really there. But
And have you seen the videos of the robots they're developing that they're
oh,
trying to get closer and closer to being human-like?
yeah,
It's pretty scary.
just make them weak. Where you only have to punch them once and they go down.
Yeah, exactly. Well, their heads are soft, so you can smash them in the head.
Right. Don't make them durable.
Right. All right, here we go. God help the fuzz. Here comes the dirt gang.
God help the fuzz.
There you are, Bill. We just showed your ad for Westworld.
I saw it was up one right when I came back. That logo
Okay,
is
cool.
just stunning.
Yeah. And I
Absolutely
love that.
stunning.
There's two versions of this too, with him with the full face off and this with the half face off.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going back to how helping God helping the fuzz because of the dirt gang, and then the battle of the Amazons. Hell have no fury like 10,000 women. Good Lord.
I remember seeing that animated Robin Hood too.
Yes, I saw that in the theater. That was when Disney's animation team were that great. Like the animation itself was good, but the stories weren't that great.
Mm.
But what is this one, Bill? I spotted this one here. It's just called Y, it looks like.
No, that's with. It's a Spanish language drive-in. So
Oh.
Y is with. And I can't tell what movie that is though, because the title is stylized and
Yeah,
I can't really.
something
Oyo.
Oyo. Hmm.
It looks intriguing though.
Boy, if we get a vacation for you, where nothing can possibly go wrong. That's awesome.
It's just like Jurassic Park.
And are his fingers like needles here? Like his fingers are shot off or something.
Well, that was
That's
just to show you that he was humanoid, I guess.
oh yeah, right, right, okay.
The hands were the difference.
And that was a big thing back then too. I mean, this was around this time of the $6 million man.
Yeah, that was just coming into the consciousness. I mean, I remember uh, a lot of the episodes of those shows, The $6 Million Man and The Bionic Woman, especially The Bionic Woman.
Yeah,
These characters question their humanity
right.
after they've been relying on these bionics for so long, pushing their bodies.
Yeah.
What they ask themselves, am I human? Am I? I think a little girl calls Jamie a robot lady.
Oh yes, that's right.
She has this like identity crisis immediately. Um, it's heady stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we've got a lot of cool movies here. We've got a theater and a bookstore in the Triple X theaters, so let's get one-stop shopping right there.
Get
Richard
it all
Benjamin
taken care
and
of at once, man.
there you go. Richard Benjamin and Robot Friend over here, Westworld at 9 theaters. And this guy liked it. He said it was entertaining. Perry Stewart.
Hurt Lanka.
Oh, The Poseidon Adventure. I love that movie. That's one of my favorites. The Neptune Factor. What is that? I know the name.
It's another
Maybe.
undersea adventure, like with, forced perspective giant fish and stuff like that.
Oh. So over here on the right, we've got The Man Who Loved Cat Dancing with Burt Reynolds.
Paper Moon, I love it.
Is
It's
that
one of
the
my
guy from?
favorite movies ever.
Huh. I'll have to check that out. Executive Action. Oh, de lolly golly, what a movie. Umdy golly golly, what a day. I have the book and record for Robin Hood, so I have all those songs from it stuck in my head.
Remember that.
Oh my God. Oh, I forgot to get my 3D glasses. That's all right. So here we've got just some topless thing with pizza. I get one free. Buy one topless, get one pizza
Some
free.
topless thing, as if that doesn't matter.
Buy a topless girl and get yourself a pizza.
A topless
Right.
pizza parlor, that's an idea.
So look at this here. This is interesting. You get a midnight show here, sponsored by KFJZ Radio and Bowie Theater. No passes. So it's Jimi Hendrix film Rainbow Bridge plus Chapter 14 Dick Tracy. So they're showing movie serials in the 1970s in theaters. How awesome is that?
That is pretty cool.
The Swinging Pussycats.
Topless dancers at Strip City, nationally famous. Wow.
Strip City, Strip
That's
City.
like my favorite part of Showgirls is where they're interviewing Crystal Connors like she's a celebrity, but like people would know who she was. But Strip City makes you believe that that is the case.
Yeah.
There are famous strippers, damn it, and the world wants to talk to them.
Here's Westworld playing with Soylent Green. Another great
It's
movie.
Soylent Green is
So I like this one, right? I love this movie, Hell Up in Harlem, but I like how it says, bad Black Godfather's mad, and that's real bad, Hell Up in Harlem. But then it also says Fred Williamson in Hell Up in Harlem. It's like, why
yeah,
do you have to say it twice?
just so you don't forget.
Just trying to see if I see so I don't see it. Oh yeah, Westworld was there. Okay, that was it. And then oh my God, this is a lot. Here, so we'll try and go quick here. Yeah, so it's playing with the Doberman gang and the Daring Dobermans, which I always get that confused. Wasn't there a whoa, there's Yul Brynner right there.
Yeah,
But what's the Doberman movie with Paul Naschy where he's a bank robber or something? Or am I just thoroughly confusing a bunch of stuff?
probably.
I'm not sure what Paul Naschy movie you could mean with a Doberman.
I
Paul
don't know.
Naschy did do crime films, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I mean, it could be a real thing, and I just never saw it.
It's been a long Thanksgiving week, so I'm just gonna go with that.
I have not seen every Paul Naschy film, so that's a blind spot for me. His crime films.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of his movies. So Shanghai Lil over here, Last American Hero, MASH. A lot of
American
these movies I haven't heard or I've heard but I never saw.
Super Chick.
Super Chick. That's another one I've heard of but I've never seen. What's this one? Oh, The Paper Chase. The Brothers O'Toole. And they had an extra space, so they throw something in like movies are your best entertainment. All right, let's see. Versatile Doctor is now a director. That's Michael Crichton, who's much better known for his science fiction novels than for his house calls. He's really hooked on flicks, so much so that he's about to make his directorial debut for MGM with a movie called Westworld. I'm sort of semi-virgin, he says.
movie.
I directed Pursuit with Ben Gazzara last December for ABC TV, but Westworld will be my first directing job for the movies, my first original script. He didn't do too much after this, right? He did Coma. He did what did we say?
Looker.
Looker. Yeah, I guess he did a few. I think it was one of those things where he's like he did it because he could and he did what he wanted and then he got out of the business. So here we got a bunch of awesome movies here. Although Seven Wonders of the West, I remember the title, but I don't remember seeing that. Sounds like one of those docu quasi documentary movies, you know.
Yeah.
Oops. That's not what I meant to do. We've got Westworld there again. And lived in a hell house with the other. Ooh.
Oh, I love that movie. The Other
And
is
look at
so creepy.
Kuchikara Demikaze, and second features the final payoff. Then you've got Lone Wolf and Cub, or Lone Wolf with a Child, and Baby Cart in the Land of Demons. I want to see that so bad. I was trying to get my grandson to do Lone Wolf and Cub for Halloween, but he wouldn't have any part of it. Look, we've got Battle for the Planet of the Apes with Roddy McDowell, plus the return of Count Yorga. There's a double feature right there.
Love the Count Yorga films.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got here. It's a lot. Oh my God. I'm just gonna scan it. If you guys see anything you want me to zoom in on, let me know. Are you able to see these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The Way of the Tiger, Samurai Detective, the Snare. It's the second series.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh yeah. Interesting Kung Fu. I could sit here and read these all night. Sorry, folks at home who are like, okay, say
Yeah.
something. All right. So you could see how the 70s was a bunch of awesome movies. This is, yeah, the Honolulu Star Bulletin. You got Romeo and Juliet over here. You got Westworld over there. Look at all these awesome movies.
Oh, I saw Pets.
Oh, where'd you see that?
That's like the bottom of the screen at the Cam
Oh,
drive-in.
yeah. We talked about that, didn't we?
I don't think so.
No.
Pets? I don't know. We definitely didn't. I mean, it wasn't an official movie that we talked about on the show, but
Oh, okay.
we may have mentioned it.
Yeah, probably.
It was like one of those strange sexploitation films that was actually originally a play,
Huh.
and then it was, adapted to the screen for
Right,
this
right.
film, The Pets.
Charles Bronson, The Stone Killer. That's one I don't know. And I watch a lot of Charles Bronson movies. I'm a huge fan.
There's another Devil and Miss Jones screening.
Oh yeah. Lady and the Tramp. All right, let's see what do we got here. We got some more. Streisand and Redford together. I saw there was one, I don't think I included it here, where it was up and coming actress wannabe Shirley MacLaine.
Uh,
Oh,
Wannabe?
Man Called Horse.
that darn cat. Why don't I remember that?
You probably saw that. That was big. Whenever I say what did people say, it was like it was either that one. What was your first movie? It's either that or like The Cat from Outer Space.
Yeah, Cat on Space. My favorite. Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
Westworld again. I thought there's a different one though where his face looks different. Movie explores chilling frontiers. It was getting people liked it, I think. Here we go. We get another one.
No way. Is that Daisy Duke?
Where?
It looks like her down there. Right. Keep going. Right
Oh
there.
no, that's Claudia
That's
Jennings.
Claudia Jennings. Yeah.
Eater beat. I
We
like
just
it.
did on our show last night, The Single Girls, which is a
Oh,
movie that
did you?
Claudia Jennings did right before, she actually made it before Gator Bait in 71, but it was with Beverly and Ferguson. I can't remember their last name, but they wrote that movie Gator Bait for her because they worked with her on The Single Girls and they got to be close with her. And Gator Bait was sort of like a star vehicle for Claudia Jennings.
Huh.
She just, she died. She was 29 years old. She died in a car accident, and before she ever broke big.
Oh, it's too bad. Ay, ay, ay. Shanghai Lil was playing everywhere. We get Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I could have sworn there. Bill, am I mistaken? Isn't there a different? Maybe it's in the posters when I was looking up the posters. That's what it was. Because there's one where it's like his face is a mask and it's like half off, and you see the computer stuff behind it.
I'm not sure.
There's the Dawn is dead again. I keep moving this stupid thing around, but all right. And
There
then
was
we
a
got
movie called Horror Hospital, and it was
yes.
about brain transplants and experiments. And it was actually handled by Hallmark Releasing, who were famous for just releasing things and just making the title something different to appeal to a certain audience. And they actually released Horror Hospital as East World to make it appear to be some sort of connection to Westworld.
Westworld. That's funny.
It's really ballsy.
Oops. That it really is. Martin Balsam's in The Stone Killer. That's funny. So, all right. So we've got a lot of cool movies here. Gordon's War with Paul Winfield. Wow, he was the police chief in Terminator, and he was also in Star Trek 2. Him and Chekhov were together at the beginning. They were captured by Khan.
Ah,
Have you ever used that? Like, I was so angry. I was Khan angry, you know?
honey.
Screaming. Here we go. So this is from Boston. And look at all these awesome movies. Just like you said, like this, looking at this page, it's a work of art.
Yeah, just truly amazing.
It's like
Soylent
pouring through your
Green.
your book there.
Glen
Groovy
Mall.
Dude.
Oh, Glen Mall.
Drive-In Asylum because it's just like I love pouring through them and seeing all these. What'd you say, Owen?
The Meadow Glen Mall.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Meadow Glen had a double drive-in, I think, and then no, Meadow Glen had three.
A cinema.
Wellington had two or something. There's Natick.
There's Westworld at the Orpheum in Foxborough there, right in the middle. You can even see Yul Brynner's half face.
Hold on, I gotta move this thing out. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
The Orpheum.
Yeah, that was far away from where we lived.
Island of
Island
the
of the Doomed.
Doomed. Oh my God, I love
Thanks.
that. Cameron Mitchell, baby.
That's awesome. And look at the Creeping Flesh, Torture Garden, and In Cold Blood.
In cold blood.
One of those things is not like the other.
No.
And
in
then you've got
cold
creeping
blood
flesh.
being with two
I
Harleys.
know. It's not really, yeah. Creeping flesh, fragment of fear, and reflection of fear. That's funny.
I'm not quite sure what those fear movies are. I looked it up once, but I can't remember what it turned out that they actually were.
Hmm. Interesting. Cleopatra Jones. All right, let's go to the next page here. Let's see what we get. Oh, this is a picture. Something wrong in Westworld. It's advertised as a place where nothing can go wrong, but as they always do, something does go wrong. And that's the plot of the movie Westworld, which opens in Dallas area theaters. Westworld stars Yul Brynner, blah, 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 blah. One of three adult fantasy lands in Delos where businessmen can live like cowboys, Romans, or His Majesty's knights once they can afford to pay the $1,000 per day entertainment fee. I thought it was 1,000 a week.
No, a day.
Oh, it was a day?
Wow.
In the
It's
movie, a couple of Chicago businessmen whoop it up like real cowboys with these perfectly manufactured humanoid robots, which aren't supposed to be able to harm humans in gunfights or slugfests, but those little things had to go wrong. Meals at the Pentagon are provided by two restaurants and six cafeterias. What?
And like we're not talking about $1,000 today. We're talking about $1,000 in 1973.
Yeah, which was a lot.
like 2,000 almost.
Hey Siri, what would $1,000 in 1973 equal to today? $1 in 73 is worth $7.30. So hold on. So $1,000 in 1973 end year 2025 would be 7,296 today.
Jesus Christ.
A day.
Almost 10 grand a day. But I thought this was interesting though. Is this must be some kind of advertising? I thought the article that I read was going to tell us what it was, but it doesn't really say. Saw
They're
this
just
in a
standing
couple
next
of
to a
places.
food truck.
I know. Where nothing can go wrong except the food on that food truck.
Maybe maybe the Pentagon is a theater. Meals at the Pentagon are provided by two restaurants and six cafeterias. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the actual full page of where this came from. I don't remember. Here's a picture of Michael Crichton setting robot on fire gave Benjamin a very weird feeling. Doctor who gave up medicine to write used blackmail to assure that his writing came out the way he wanted. He became a director. He died young though. He died what, like a decade ago, I think.
I don't remember.
Westworld, Wiley and Awry, sleeper not Alan's best.
I saw Sleeper.
I
I
love
love
the
sleeper.
house. The house is amazing.
He wakes up and the doctor offers him a cigarette. He goes, "Oh no, those are bad for you." And the doctor goes, "Oh no, turns out they're quite good for you." Oh, here it is again. All right, here we go. Filmcast visits. Manager of Longview Cinema Center recently welcomed a promotional delegation from the movie Westworld, which will open this week at the center. The three movie extras were dressed in costumes from their roles in the movie. Oh, okay. Left to right, they were Esther Houston, Kimberly Cole, and Jane Kennedy.
So they're robot ladies.
Yeah, that's funny. And they got their Westworld outfits on. That was the thing too. Like my grandson was watching Westworld with us, and he was like, got to a point. He's like, "Wait a minute, are they human or are they robot?" I'm like, "I don't know." That's the thing. Which I thought that was one flaw in the movie. Oh, I had a couple of flaws. First of all, okay, so you know, why would you make robots to run the park too? Because what if something goes wrong? Like something breaks down, you need to have a human behind that. The other problem I had with the movie was you've got all these geniuses in a room and they couldn't figure out how to unlock the fucking door.
Oh, how electricity goes out. They're stuck there. They have no air.
Yeah. I'm like, how many
They
geniuses are in this room?
don't have any HVAC.
Right.
Yeah, it was a little much.
Thinking Man's fun movie. Westworld pokes fun at mythology of the frontier. Robot Yul Brynner stalks his quarry. Sucks his Robert Quarry. And that's all I got for them. But yeah, this movie did well. Grab my notes back and then let's just take a quick check at. Oh, here we go. Frank Polvino said the weirdest part of Westworld for me at that time was a bald cowboy. I could see that. I knew Yul Brynner though at that time. I knew who he was. You know who's one of my favorite actors from that time period? It kind of reminds me of Yul Brynner a little bit is Michael and Sarah. We saw
Yeah,
him in what was that? The Day of the Animals, and he was on Lost in Space and all kinds of shows.
the Manitou.
Manitou. He was Cochise on the show Cochise.
He was married to Barbara Eden.
That's right. All right. So, yeah, my notes. What's up with the room full of geniuses? Couldn't figure out how to open a goddamn door. So I thought this was one of the earliest movies, and I could be wrong, but it kind of did that Terminator vision. When you saw what Yul Brynner was seeing, it had that weird digital pixelated kind of look to simulate
Mhm.
what he was seeing, the gunslinger's point of view, which I thought was kind of cool.
Again, light years ahead of technology at that
Yeah.
time, at least, that we
Now
knew.
they've got humanoid robots that they're working on. It's crazy.
Sure,
The budget was
gonna
1.2
happen.
million. On the box office, it did 10 million, so that's pretty awesome. Michael Crichton conceived the idea after visiting Disneyland and thinking, what if all the robots snapped? Then it led to the sequel of Future World in 76, which inspired decades of AI run amok fiction. And Yul Brynner intentionally modeled his performance after his Magnificent Seven character, but creepier. That was cool. But I liked it. I think James Brolin was great in it. Richard Benjamin was great. So, all right. So, final thoughts on this. Who's next? Who's up? Oh, Owen, give us your final thoughts.
It was probably the best of the four. Cinematography, things like that, and just you know, an age-old question. What are we gonna do with like AI or you know mankind's quest to like entertain themselves, even though it's dangerous. Yeah, things like that. But yeah, good movie. Good movie. I'd recommend it to anyone, obviously. And it'll be a staple for years to come. Like people always know about this, or at least this idea. Similar to Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park, very
Right.
similar. So that's all I got.
Interesting. Bill.
I just recently watched Alien Earth, and it brought up a lot of similar concepts that Westworld, sort of pioneered. In other words, this idea that artificial people, automatons or whatever you want to call them, like if they become sentient, would they be actual human beings? And Alien Earth, I thought was probably it's still a pop culture story, but they really get into what this means for humanity.
I
And
have to watch that.
yeah, I highly recommend it, even though your instinct is probably avoid any Alien sequels at this point because they're going to be shitty. Well, it really is not. It's not that bad. I don't I don't think it was terrible, and I loved that they had these new creatures that they brought into the sort of, alien world. But the main concept is about artificially created entities or sentient life forms. And that's what we've been talking about all night tonight, really.
Right.
So this is something that ties all of these movies together, and it's 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 funny that these were campy at the time, and they're still campy today, all of the movies that we talked about, but Now those concepts are real. Now we are truly on the verge of having to confront this.
Right.
So that's what makes this extra special now. I think now we're probably all going back and reevaluating these movies because now we really understand what these storytellers were trying to tell us with this. Um, the concepts were probably beyond us in the past, at least unless you made it your mission to familiarize yourself with the ideas of artificial intelligence. But now everybody has to come to terms with it. Everyone has to know what this is and what it means. So these movies are really they speak to you now more than they ever
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I was gonna inst before we I ended up picking Embryo for this month. I was gonna do Colossus the Forbin project, but I couldn't find a free version of it anywhere.
Hmm.
But that's the same similar kind of story where it's a supercomputer the size of a room that decides humans are irrelevant.
Yeah,
So as to Westworld, yeah, I mean, I grew up with this movie. It's same with Stepford Wives and Demon Seed. These were just staples in my household as a kid. Um, I did like this one. I think, oh, and you said it right too. This movie had the best production value, best cinematography. It was sharp and clean. It was the sharpest of all the movies, even though Demon Seed and Stepford Wives were really good too. This one, maybe it was just the transfer I happened to see as well. Was just really good. So, I have not seen the HBO show. I've heard it's good. I just haven't had the chance. And I know I actually do like a lot of the Alien sequels, Bill, to your point. I not
yeah.
I haven't hated one except for Alien 3. I didn't like that one. Um, but maybe Alien 3 and 4, I forget. But anyways, I like the Aliens versus Predator movies, and I'll have to check that out.
They were
I've seen
good.
watch.
Yeah, the Alien versus Predator movies were good, and I'll tell you, you mentioned Alien 3 was the one everyone hated because Newt and Hicks were dead like within the first couple of minutes off
Yeah,
screen. So
right.
that was bad. But Alien Resurrection, I thought, was the biggest misfire in the entire franchise because, again, it was supposed to be about aliens, but the really intriguing thing is that Ripley was dead and they managed to clone her. And this clone, which has nothing to do with the original, organism, yet it somehow has her memories because of this inherited thing that it takes from the alien DNA. So it thinks it's Ellen Ripley. So is it Ellen Ripley? Like that's the
Right.
really good aspect of Alien Resurrection. And of course, they don't talk about that in the movie. That's not what the movie's about. Like, what does this mean for humanity? Like, could a person's intelligence somehow be transferred into a clone centuries after you die?
Gloss
Uh,
over it.
but yeah, so that was really good, and I think if you when you see Alien Earth, you'll understand what I meant when I said that, and they really get into it. It makes a lot of sense, and it seems, they make it seem realistic to a lay person anyway, that this could
Yeah.
this could be where we're headed.
I like the prequel movies, Prometheus, and there was, I think, another one too. I can't remember the name of it, but I enjoyed those as
Alien
well.
Covenant.
Covenant, yeah, that was good. And wait, wasn't there one other more recent theatrical Alien film that came out? I thought before the
Romulus.
TV show. Romulus. Yes, I wanted to see that. That looks so good.
It was okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was okay. It was just it was no better than any other Alien sequel, really.
yeah. All right, folks. So, like I said, everyone have a Merry Christmas because we're going to be skipping December, coming back in January, and we're going to pick movies that we have not seen, that maybe we want to see or we've been meaning to see, and we're all going to throw a list together and hash it out to the ones that we want to really do. So that'll be fun. And Bill, why don't you tell us once again where they can find you online?
Check out the Groovy Doom YouTube channel, also groovydoom.etsy.com. You can purchase back issues of Drive-In Asylum fanzine. And also check out the Groovy Doom Facebook and Insta.
Awesome, awesome. And I can be found at havenpodcasts.com, although give me a couple days, I'm having a technical issue with it. I'm It's just a pain in the ass. But you can also find me at soaphub.com, soapcentral.com, collider.com. A lot of dot coms in there. And that's it. So see you guys in January. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You as well. See you.